moderator here today. Ren's probably lurking in the background too. That guy, you never know when he might show up. All our moderators are great. Oh, wow. Hold on. Stop the music. Okay. I guess that was on autoplay. So yeah, welcome to another edition of Cold Waters. And we're going to start with something a little different today because I had an interesting exchange with Slytherin UK this morning via last night. And looks like we are going to be streaming Modern Naval Warfare on this channel as soon as they lift the embargo. And the embargo right now, as far as I know, is still May 18th. I don't know if that's going to change. I don't expect it to. But starting May 18th, I will be able to stream you this game. And so will everybody else. That's when it's released for everybody, by the way. We're not special. It's just I am going to be getting a key, apparently. And then we'll go from there. We'll see where that lasts. So there's some things that were in the most recent trailer that I thought you might enjoy my perspective of, because I worked on the Sonar system development team at the end of my career. And because development is always ongoing, I played a key role in Sonar development from 1990 all the way to 2010, 20 years. You know, I was very junior in the beginning, so no one listened to me, but we all had some kind of input, and we used experimental systems. As early as 1992, I was on board USS Philadelphia, and we were part of a development squadron. That's a very specific kind of Navy submarine squadron. I think they call them something else now. As far as I know, dev groups still exist. That's like SEAL Team 6 and stuff. But the surface combatants, they have their own development squadrons, and so do submarines. So you got SEALs, you got destroyers, and you got submarines. And I was fortunate enough, probably because of my graduation class, to get assigned my first submarine in a dev group, which was amazing because I saw technology that I didn't know existed, and I got to use it. And granted, that's 40 years ago now. There's more technology in your iPhone than I ever saw back then, but it blew me away and made me a career sailor, for sure. So what I'm going to do here today is look at the new version of the Q10 sonar that's on the Virginia Block 3 that's in this game. And I hesitate to even call it a game. From what I've seen recently, and I mean very recently, like in the last week, this game has transcended video game to simulator. This may be the DCS of submarine warfare. And what little I've seen of it is very impressive, and I'm going to share some of that with you today. Let's begin with the radar. I'm not even beginning with sonar, but they nailed this. This is interesting because they got the screws, the spring captive screws. So when you unscrew them with your hand, they don't come all the way off and fall on the floor. They even got that right on the frame of this thing. When I saw that, I was like, oh, maybe I should look closely at the display. And it blew me away that not only do they have all the buttons in the right place and labeled properly, to the most extent. There's some discrepancies that maybe because it's been 30 years, some things have changed. I'm shocked at how accurate the user interface is. It's very good. This is the, well, we used to call it Beeps 15. It's Beeps 16 now, I guess. Either way, it's the surface search radar on Virginia Block 3s. And I want to point out some things here to you. Let's take a look at what this display tells us right here. Let me just first explain it to you. The circle, this big thing in the middle here, this is the radar looking in 360-degree bearings all the way around, with us, the submarine, in the middle of that. This is us right here. And this radar has a lot of cool modes that are available in the game, because I see the buttons right there. We're going to go over that. But let me just tell you what you're looking at. So imagine an old World War II style radar from a movie, and you see the sweeping arm going around. Well, the arm isn't as visible as it is in those movies on the actual display, but you will see these contacts, these returns, these big yellow blobs and the little green dots update as this nearly invisible arm goes around the screen. You'll see the little thing shift, you know, and continue to go in a direction as you move past, say, an island. And that's what these are. This is land mass. This is land mass right here. So we got 4 islands and then this peninsula down here. This might be a peninsula here because we can't see the whole thing there. But I do like how detailed it is. Something that navigation radars do very well is they operate in a high update rate, a high X-band. And that's not a sweep rate. That's different. An update rate is how many millions of times a second does it look at the same direction that it's looking at in the moment. And so they're very accurate. Because of that, sometimes they're range limited. And what got me here was this is a 24 nautical mile range scale. Now, it says range rings is 24 nautical miles, which tells me that this first ring is 24, 48, and so on, all the way out to the end. That would be extremely long range for a navigation radar. Probably, this is a little more realistic, even though the range rings are selected with 24 nautical miles above it. I believe the 24 nautical miles is probably the entire display. That's a little more realistic in my opinion. But I do like this. This may just toggle the range rings on and off too. It definitely could do that. The trails, are they short or are they long or are they gone? Trails are how many updates does it keep a contact on the screen. So if you have a high moving contact, he may not be at the same bearing as he was on the previous sweep, just a few seconds before that. So this will keep some trails on all contacts, it's either on or off, long or short, on the entire display. I do want to mention the contacts. We do have a green contact here and a yellow contact there. The yellow is on this yellow line, and that is your cursor. That's the line of bearing you're looking down. And this radar will do a lot of cool things for you, and it's on your screen. One, I can't believe they got this in a game, but that's pretty cool they do. Back in my day, this stuff was sensitive. Like, you did not talk about this, but it's right there, folks. So what I'm going to do is explain what's on your screen, what you're looking at. He's got the cursor selected down here. He's got the actual position of the cursor itself in Latin long. That's interesting. The range from own ship is it says 6,100 yards right there, and 924 feet. That could be depth. That's probably depth. So the system, even though it's a radar, it's talking to the fathometer, it's talking to the chart, which is a digital chart now. And it says at this position, at this lat long, what's the depth chart, which is a different separate program over there, right? And that program's going, oh, here you go, Mr. Radar Program. It's 925 feet right there. And that's happening, you know, hundreds of times a second, maybe millions of times a second. So wherever you put your cursor, you also see the depth of where you're going. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. That's all digitally integrated now. That's definitely new. That wasn't around when I was in. We still did that, but we did it manually with our eyeballs and our mouth talking to each other. Now the computers are all doing that. So something that's really cool, and I know they don't have this updated. I wish they had a contact selected because this data is so important right here. This is a column right here. So when you have one of these green diamonds, you have one down there that's under the cursor. You can hardly see it, but you also have a contact that's right to the left in the northeast or northwest portion of the screen of the relative own chip. If that was selected, you would have its range right here, its true bearing from own chip. Bearings are in relative and true. Always use true. There's no reason to use relative unless you're evading a torpedo. That's a very specific, and we'll go over torpedo evasion later. Not today, but we're going to do some torpedo evasion with a real submarine simulator using a real sonar system that I'm about to show you. And I think it will blow your socks off. And we'll see how long that video lasts on YouTube before they take it down. Yeah. Okay. True bearing. And then we have a course CT. CT is usually course ST. CPA. The big thing I want to get to is CPA. Contact course CTST. Oh, degrees and knots. Okay, so that's speed. That's contact bearing from own ships. I guess that could almost be relative. It's his course. It's his course in degrees. Okay, yeah, course in degrees. His speed of the whatever you have selected. It's all blanks right now or dashes because there's no contact selected. CPA. This is so important. Closest point of approach. The radar is calculating that for you and showing you at this speed, at this course, at this time. If he doesn't change course and we don't change course, our closest passing range, which is so important, is going to be X number of yards. You've got to keep that range outside a certain window for safe navigation. Now, T, CPA, temporary CPA, or testing CPA. You can select a new course to go to with your yellow cursor and look at TCPA and see if we turned right now instantly to that course, what would the new closest point of approach be? That's all calculated on your screen. You ain't got to do that manually anymore. You got no calculator anymore. It's right there. First of all, I'm about to old man you real quick. You guys that are in the Navy today have no idea how much information you have compared to what we have to use to manually calculate, and there's always a lag. By the time you get it calculated, it's 20 seconds old, and you got to kind of factor that in, a little fudge factor, right? So, man, it's right there on your screen, and it's instant. You don't have to do any math. I'd probably be a better operator today because I'm not that good at math. Anyway, so we got bearing rate and bearing relative and bearing true, and then we also have range, BCR. It's range, and then we have what was that, minimum, BCT. Okay, I'm not too sure what that one is. I'm sure if I had a few more minutes, I'd probably figure it out. But that's probably range rate. That's what. Anyway, once I see that in motion, I'll know for sure what those two bottom values are. And then they have this MNSI. I wonder if that's like notes or something. I'm not sure what would go in there. But the big thing is the CPA and TCPA, these two middle numbers. This is, that's time to CPA. Time to CPA. Oh my God. So you do have to still manually calculate it. Never mind. Forget what I just said. I just realized it's in minutes. So that's how far he's going to be and how many minutes that's going to happen from now. TCPA. You can still do what I told you with the cursor, but if it's not on your screen, you are going to have to manually calculate it. I wonder if that's what the BCR and BCT is, because you're going to be doing both when you're navigating on the surface. You're going to look at what its closest point of approach is right now, and then in order to change that, what would it be if we came over this direction versus another direction? And you got to figure all those out. Okay, up here in the top left, it has own ship's information. It's heading. Speed is only 4.7 knots because we're on the surface. We might be at periscope depth too. It probably has depth up here. You can use the radar from periscope depth. You don't need to be on the surface for that. It goes up just like the periscope does. Relative vectors are off. Okay, I suppose that would be good too. And then the big thing down here, and this is where this thing becomes a simulator. And again, I'm not a radar expert by any means, but look, right here, right there. That is gain and sea state. And what else is it? Ratio. Anyway, you can adjust the power, transmit power, and different settings of the radar itself to give you a better picture. Okay. So you can actually manually operate the radar, at a very low power setting. So you're just barely transmitting and seeing some things, because you don't need to over transmit that power and give yourself away to everybody. But, and I got to move my chair, there is a mode that is, as far as I know, it's still secret, so I'm not going to talk about it, but it's called LPI, low probability of intercept. I'm not going to explain how that works, but it's in the game, or it's on the display anyway. Man, if they have that in the game, I would be shocked, but it's definitely on the display. And when I saw that, I was like, I got to show the world what the hell's going on. I hope to God somebody from the Department of War doesn't see this and go, what the fuck is this video game, and stop it from coming out on May 18th. I don't want that to happen, but the LPI probably does not work the way it really works. I'm just going to assume that, because that's sensitive for sure. Now, there is a little bit of bleed over, because whenever you're looking at this screen, you're actually sitting in a 3D environment with other screens around you. So the screenshot shows a little bit of the sonar display over here to the right. Yeah. This could also be contact management display. I don't see enough of it to know the difference, because we have the same information in sonar, and this is in control, which on the Virginia Block 3, sonar is in control too. So it could be either one of those displays, but it's showing you the propagation paths. This could be active propagation, like transmitting active propagation. It could be that. It could be a specific tonal. How far does that 50 or 60 hertz tonal propagate in this environment? That could be what these displays are down here. They're a little blurry, so I can't really read them, but I do recognize them. We had this stuff in the 90s. Forget that I said that. That's not true at all. Okay, there we go. Let's and then up here we're going to do Oh, this is contact information. So it's blurry, so I'm kind of having to guess what they're talking about here. But whenever they select a target, because Sonar is going to have a dozen or more contacts, depending on where you are in the world, they can get bearing, range, basically all the radar data from all the different contacts. And that's why I call it the contact management display. We have the same type of contact management on Sonar displays. So it could be either one, because you're only seeing part of the display there. Very accurate. This is impressive. And this is just the radar, something I don't know a lot about. Let's talk about something I do know a little bit about. This right here, this is the tactical decision aid. It's also the environment screen, is what it used to be known as, or the environment page, we used to call this. And this is nice in that in this version, I guess on the Virginia 3, because it's 2026 now, and I'm a really old man, they have the actual map overlay with OwnShip right in the middle. I'm sure you can move OwnShip off to the side if you need to. With the actual contacts, whether they're radar, sonar, this is a contact fusion plot on your display. This used to be on a piece of paper with color pencils, people drawing this stuff in and erasing and updating position with vectors. Now it's on your display and it's updated in real time with bearing, speed, range information for you. Jeez, like I'm telling you guys, I'm so jealous of the systems that do everything for you now on submarines. You guys don't appreciate how hard this used to be. But it's still probably difficult. It's definitely dangerous. Talk about submarining. But the data here is incredible. So we got 4 contacts, multiple contacts on the bearing of Sierra 3. That's also Romeo 3 there. These are all Romeo contacts, no sonar contacts on this display, actually. And the cursor, look at the blue line with the little red dot at the end. This is really what I wanted to talk about. Right here, it's saying on this specific bearing, what is the sound velocity profile look like? And how does ray trace propagation propagate down that bearing? Because it may be a little bit different at different bearings. Oh, Lord. And I'm sure it's done in real time now. This used to take all night to calculate on the old machines we had. To do it once. Now we're doing it for any bearing you want. Forgive me. I'm going to rant a little bit here. Now, on the left-hand screen, up here where your cursor is, the sound speed profile. This is accurate. I've seen this environment. I've been in this environment. It kind of sucks. But this is very shallow water. It's about 700 feet roughly. The sound speed right now at the very top, this could be the middle, this 4979, that should say 4900. And it says 4979, so it might be the actual speed at the surface because it's a little bit higher than I expected. And the line is curving to the right, which would indicate it's faster than it is right down here anyway. So what you have here is a negative sound speed profile. And then it goes ISO. Now over here on the left, you have depth. You have 250, 500, 750, and the line stops at about just a little bit before 750. So I'm guessing the depth is about 700 feet roughly. And this is in feet per second. This is how fast sound is traveling. And this is so important for you. And whenever we start playing this simulator, I'm going to teach you how to look at this line and position your submarine so the other contacts in this game don't see you. That's what I'm bringing to the table. I'm going to teach you how to hide, and you could do it with that line. You could do it manually too, but we'll let the computer do a lot of the work apparently. Now, let's take a look at this bottom part. My big ass head's in the way. The head's covering up this white line. It's repeated again right behind me, so you're not really missing anything. But I want you to look right here. Look at this. This green stuff. Oh my God, I gotta move my chair. This green stuff right here, that's bouncing all around. That's how sound, if it starts at the surface, and it's not a submarine, if it starts at the surface, that's how it's traveling through the water. Let's look at a couple of things here. I'm gonna start far away. First of all, and I know we got people in the chat that know this, and it's okay to answer this question. What kind of environment is this? And I'm gonna make a multiple choice. Are we in a direct path environment, a bottom bounce environment, or a convergence zone environment. Which one of those three do you think this is? Take a good look at it. And I apologize, my head's covering part of it up. You have to start at the beginning, which is right here by my head, but take into account all 12,000 feet of this scan. I think it's feet, right? Let me just zoom down a little bit. Yards, all 12,000 yards. We're looking 12,000 yards down bearing 030 roughly. Yeah, so it's definitely bottom bounce, majority bottom bounce. But where is the transition from direct path to bottom bounce? Where does that happen? Right about here, right about there. What range is that? Why is that important? Oh, I'll tell you what. You're going to learn why it's important when you get shot. That's why you're going to learn it. So I'm going to teach you all of these things. You have no idea what you're in for, and it's going to start on May 18th. There's a lot of information on this screen right here. There's so much you can learn from. Here's one thing I want you to take away today. I'm going to give you a little something. Do you see all these holes? This looks like a spider web almost, right? The green is where the sound is. So imagine if you're listening, if you reverse this, because there's a law in physics called reciprocity, whenever the sound goes that way, it can, doesn't have to, but it can come back the same path, the exact same bouncy bounce. Okay? That's the technical term we use in sonar school, so don't you laugh at that. Now, as you can see, there are holes in this web of sound. There's a hole here where you see darkness. Yeah. These are little pockets of shadow zones. We talk about the shadow zone all the time. The shadow zone is very complex. It's more than just one area right below the layer like we talk about in cold waters. It's all the way down the bearing, so you can have a contact. This is what I need you to take away. Remember this part. A contact, you gain a brand new contact. He's probably closing you, probably, because you just picked him up. He's closer, therefore you heard him, right? And then he fades. Okay, so what happened there? Well, if he's closing you and he faded, he must have turned and went the other way and opened up range, or he went into one of these little shadow zone pockets and just give it a minute, he'll be right back. You can have a contact that fades, that's closing on you, that's hunting you, that's stalking you, and it's getting in position to shoot you, and you think you're safe because he faded. I can't tell you how many people in the trainer I shot as the instructor because they don't understand this. We're going to go over that. You guys are going to be so good at this game. Let's talk about broadband. Man, the tools they got today. This is pretty amazing, actually. This is a good tool. This is the towed array. We had towed arrays when I was in. Let's not get crazy now. This is the TB34. We have TB33, TB34. Own ship on, so let me explain the display, because this one is probably the least intuitive out of all of them. So the towed array is a long noodle we drag behind the submarine, right? It looks like a long tube, right? And we've got a couple different ones, TB34, TB33. We're looking at the 34 here. And so that's one of the two noodles we have behind us. So this noodle, because it has the hydrophones in a line, we call it a line array. Sort of. Well, we call it a towed array, but it is a line array. And those hydrophones look left and they look right. And then they can look forward and back, but they're not good at that. Got to remember that. They're not good at that. So what they do, they place on this display, they place that towed array right in the middle. The towed array, the front that's closest to the boat and it's being dragged behind us, is up here at the top. The end of it, it would be down here at the bottom, and this is a waterfall display going down. So imagine the line array is right through the middle of the display as it updates, and you're looking left, all these left bearings, and you're looking starboard, all these right bearings. At the top, you'll see a course, 270. That's what own ship is on. We're driving course 270, dragging a towed array, looking left, looking right. So why is 270 bright white? Why is that? The answer is on your screen. It's because own ship is cavitating. I don't know why, but we're making a lot of noise cavitating right now. And that's the cavitation indicator right up here on the upper right-hand side cav. You got green, orange, red right here. And this red's filled in. So we are, what's our depth? Oh, We're on the surface. So that's why we're cavitating, no matter what speed you're... And okay, we're going to move on from that thought because I just realized what happened. And that's not realistic. Speaking of not realistic. Okay, I don't want to go over that today. Okay, yeah. Okay, let's go. Let's stay on this one. So what you have to understand is that you're looking at contacts that are, port and starboard side of the towed array. I do see a contact that is... This is kind of similar. No, it's not. So what I don't see, and I'll have to figure out why they don't have this on here, is we don't have ambiguous contacts on this towed array. What towed array are we looking at? We're looking at TB34, right? All right. So, okay, I think I know the answer. I don't know if it's in the game, so I'll have to wait till I read the description. But just know that this is a contact. This contact looks similar, but it's behaving different. So it's not the same, but it's close. It had me fooled there for a second. And then this contact is kind of doing his own thing. This one's really close to that one, but the bearings are all wrong. Oh, it's close. Oh, shit. Okay, so this is probably the same contact, and this one's on top of you. This one's going to probably run us over. And so what you can have on the towed array, this is my point, is you can have ambiguous contacts. So one contact can make two traces, one on the port side, one on the starboard side. And you got to figure out which one of those is the real one, because the other one's not real at all. It's just the beamformer puts them on both because it don't know. It's like, I hear sound. It's on this hydrophone. That same hydrophone's looking left and looking right. So on your display, you get it looking left and looking right. The same contact. The thing that I don't know if this is the same contact because the bearing difference is almost 60 degrees. And when you get 60 degrees of bearing separation, it's not the same contact. Or it's right on top of you. It could be that too. We're on the surface though. It's an airplane. Huh. All right. That's clever. I'm learning as we go here, folks. I just looked at these. Okay, but I do like the broadband on top. That's what a P3 looks like. That's, well, the IL-76, which would be the Russian one. Either way. So the broadband up here, we have different modes. We're looking at broadband right now. Right next to it is narrowband, which we don't have up here. I can't wait to show you that. Oh, that'll be fun. We got Demon, demodulated noise. Probably the most complex thing to understand in terms of processing, but it's also the easiest thing to visually read. So almost, if you get confused by Demon display, which we'll look at next, it's not this one, I want you to just not even think about how it works. Just look at the display and be like, count the lines. That's what I tell the young sonarmen. Just count the lines, man. How many lines you got, class operator? I got 4 lines, sonar supervisor. Thank you, class operator. That's all he needs to do. Now, as he gets more experience and he learns the sonar system processing stuff, I can teach him and I'll teach you guys how it works. Demon is very interesting. It's how we get speed of all of our contacts. We have another mode here that is not in one of our screenshots today, and it is mine avoidance sonar. Also mine detection. So, but that's not going to be on our display, but it's in the game. That's the point. That's going to be fun. If you like looking at high resolution underwater sonar images, that's what that is. To a military degree, which means lowest common bidder. So cheap. And then over here we have the environmental display, the tactical display that I showed you. We have a north center, south center, and own ship center, so you can move the perspective of the display around. The one reason why you would want to move the center bearing instead of own ship being in the middle, like you'll always keep it. If you have a contact that's right on the edge, and maybe he's over here too a little bit, you may want to move so the 090 bearing is not on the edge of your screen, just for a little bit, get some information, make sure the tracker's on the signal properly, and then go back to this. Normally, you'll always have own ship in the center of your display. I hope they have the other displays we have in real life, because I always found this one kind of confusing, but we'll see what they do. 688i, the old Sonar submarine game, had this display format, and it's not exactly realistic, but the information's there. So that's all that matters. And then we got little headphones here. So I assume we're going to have audio And that's going to be fun because we'll be able to listen to these contacts, and I hope they have real recordings. I don't know. I haven't heard any audio yet, but I'm super excited to hear what these contacts look like. See, bearing. So, we have this yellow arrow right here. That's our cursor. This is what the operator is steering around. So wherever the cursor is, you have the true bearing of the cursor, which is what we're always going to use, but you also have the relative bearing. Relative bearing is important on the towed array because you can get a lot of information knowing that. That may not be in the game, so we won't even talk about it unless it is. But also understand that the closer to the middle of the array, the more accurate your bearings are. So the reason why own ship cavitating is so fat is because the bearing, the beam that's looking right up our rear end is that wide. I mean, you could back a bus through it, you know, but if you get perpendicular to the towed array looking sideways, it's narrow, it's needle thin, very accurate. And that's what you're going to shoot on. I can't wait to get to firing point procedures with you guys. This is going to be good. All right, man. Listen, I haven't felt this good in a long time, so I am super excited about this game. We're moving on to another broadband display. This one is, we used to call it spherical array broadband, but it's actually large bow array broadband. And that they spell it LBA, and because everybody realized what that might mean, they changed it to LAB. So it's not a labia, it's a lab. Okay, so we're on course 270, same course as with the towed array display, but look how different this is. One, it's very clean. Yeah. Now a clean, and I'm going to have to teach you guys this, a clean display in Sonar is terrifying because that means there's contacts there you're not seeing. And the system is filtering them out, giving you a beautiful, even background display, because that's what the digital beamforming is doing. It's averaging out the noise in the background so you can see the noise makers that have that delta, right? So we got a loud contact here, a loud contact there, and a loud contact here. And here we can see it's definitely 3 different contacts. Yeah, it's definitely 3 different contacts. Oh, cool. So that does confirm that this contact, even though it has a similar bearing rate, it's literally not the same contact. Just understand on a towed array, you normally, depending on how they process it, will have the same contact, one boat, one ship, one whatever, on both sides. So you will have visually twice as many contacts as you normally have. Now, in 2026 with processing, they may have worked around that, especially with the TB34 we're looking at. We'll have to see if that's in the game. I got to be so careful. I don't want to go into details about this unless I know it's in the game. So, because a lot of the stuff is still sensitive. Now, okay, so we're going west. We're looking at the sphere. That's the big ball on the front of the submarine, right? That's the most important part of the submarine to the sonarman because that's where the mirrors are in the waterbed. And that's where we sleep at night between watches. But when we get up, we use the outside part of that and we can see around the submarine when we're on the surface and submerged. Yeah, and look how clean this is. If I came on watch as a sonar supervisor and I saw that, I would be like, check your filters because we're probably about to run into something. But that's for whenever the game comes out. All right. Now, so we're on course 270. We got 2 contacts on the port side. I want you to look at these white lines. Do you see this? This is sound being made. Okay, on this display, it updates from top to bottom. Okay, so you've got a fast update right here. Typically, this update rate down here will be much slower, but you'll have more time. So if this is in seconds, it normally is. Right here is 10 seconds. Right here is 20 seconds. So down here, you probably have 30 seconds. Why is that? It's not evenly spaced. 10, 20, 30. Okay, I'm going to call it 26 seconds for reasons that I'm not going to tell you. But down here, and you can change these, by the way. These are called update rates or integration times. Down here, we have 1:30 right to here. Down here, we have 5 minutes and 41 seconds down to there. So you can see longer periods of time. And sometimes, actually all the time, you'll get contacts that are very quiet because they're submarines, and they'll only show up down here. This update rate is so fast, it blends into the background, and the freaking beamformer processor and combat equipment space is screwing us again because it's masking the submarine. But in the intermediate update rate down here. That's much slower and takes very long to update. Many, many seconds before it updates again. This is where you'll see your submarines. You want to be watching this. This is important right here. You can change this update rate on multiple arrays, including this array here, and you're going to do it if you work with me. I don't know if there's multiplayer in this game. I assume there's not in the beginning, because this game has taken going on 7 years to develop now. Maybe longer, 7 years that I'm aware of. If there ever is multiplayer and I can play with you guys, we will do that. And I think you'll love it. You might volunteer. You might go join the freaking Navy when I'm done with you, because this is fun. I did this my whole career, and it was the best part of the job. Everything else sucked, by the way, but this part was fun. And I really, I kind of miss it a little bit. Okay, so we got 30 seconds of data up here, water falling down. You see this dashed line? So this is funny. There's a new array. We didn't have this array. Well, we kind of did. Sort of. We were developing this array, the Navy was, when I was in, and it's called the wide aperture array. And it's those big panels you see along the side of submarines like the Seawolf and the Virginia class now, which is like the Timu Seawolf. It's the discount version, so we save some money when we build the Seawolf. Expensive, okay? That's why we only bought 3, right? And then we made them into drone motherships. We won't even get into that. But this wide aperture array is wild. I love it. It was almost worth going back to sea on another submarine just to use it. This thing, you know how our spherical array or our large bow array it still has baffles. You guys have heard the word baffles, right? You watch the movie Hunt for October. He's in our baffles, Captain. What it means is behind us. And the bow's in the front. And what's in the middle? Well, it's the freaking submarine that's in the middle. So, you can't hear through the submarine because you got, sonar operator Jive right here taking up all the space. So there's a blind spot right behind you. The WA, the wide aperture array, has the same blind spots, but they're very small. They're like plus 10 degrees either side, a total of 20, right? And so instead of baffles, we have waffles. The waffles are in front of you, which is where I like them, and behind you too. So if it's behind you, you have baffles. If it's in front of you, you have waffles. And if the wide aperture array looking behind you has a waffle too. And that's what these dotted lines are indicating, is this area right between these two dotted lines. The wide aperture array doesn't have good data there. It kind of fills it in because you have another array. The large bow array can see just fine. It's right in front of us. But the waffle array, or the WA, cannot see in the waffles because I'm eating them. All right. So, so whenever you play with me, that's what we're going to call them. We're going to call these the waffles. So this is a transient here. That's a loud noise source. So whenever I look at this, you see how this broadband detection, broadband means you can probably hear it. There are some broadband detections that are outside human hearing, but those are very rare. So you're probably hearing a contact here, and it's making different levels of volume, which means it's probably banging, maybe a wrench on a piece of metal. You keep hearing that every couple seconds. That's a working contact. That's very common with trawlers, and even sometimes merchants have to do maintenance on something out at sea, and you'll hear banging and all sorts of things. And you can tell when the guy gets mad because it stops for a while, and then it comes back in a fury. Yeah, you could be like, that mechanic angry. Yeah, trying to fix that. And so we're down there in our little submarine just laughing at him. What can we do, right? So that's what this kind of looks like to me, is this is a working trawler unless he's making 25 knots. One contact is. See here, contact 2.5. I don't see a contact label on this, but one of these contacts, according to this data over here, is making 25 knots. Yeah. Oh, it might be the one the cursor's on. That would make sense. So this guy here is making 25 knots, and he's still kind of in and out, in and out. Now, this might be a light craft. 25 knots, very common for like a pleasure craft. I got a couple drunk fishermen in the back, and they're trying to get out to sea to go put their lines in the water and drink all day in the sun. And, they got their wives up on the bow sun tanning. Well, these guys are probably plowing their way through the seas to get to where they want to go. And the propellers are coming in and out of the water. So you got propeller, then it's silent. Where'd he go? And then he's back. He's still going. So this is a contact that's bouncing along the top of the water right here. This is a contact that's working on something. And I think the mechanic gave up right about here, and then he came back and he just beat the hell out of whatever what it was there. And then we got something over here. This guy's a light craft too, because you can see where it's loud, quiet, loud, quiet. So he's plowing the seas at high speed. Very cool stuff. Down here on the left, you can see the lab. Right here, you can see lab. That's the large array bow, or large bow array, you know. But you want to put lab on this display so you're not like being silly. The wide aperture array is selected, and that's literally what we're watching right here in front of us. You could also, on this same display, select TB34, TB33. I almost said my old Totorays. Yeah, I'm still out of date. The Totorays that I used to use, they're not even in the Navy anymore. Come on, bro. Bring them back. Those were good. And then you got different time integrations. This one up here is real time. This one down here is in time integration 1, which means slightly slower, like I told you about. And you can select different time update rates. Okay, so we went over the different broadband displays, the cursor bearing, true relative. Time of event was 2 minutes ago. Oh, that would be 2 seconds ago, if that's there. Okay, I don't know. But it's cool that you have time of event on these things as well. You have the cavitation indicator. Oh, this stayed up here at the top. This is own ship. I probably should have started with this. Sorry. Okay, we have, we're on course 270, like I've said before. We are speed 4.7 knots. Our depth is 13 feet. This is normally in feet. There's no indication over here that's anything else. So 13 feet. And then the date, 2024. So I don't know where that comes from. It's good stuff. So he's got Sierra 2.5 selected on the WA array, which is why the cursor's on this contact. And there's a lot more to this display. Like all this information that's in this box, you can put on this display. But if it's not in the game, then we're not going to worry about it. But if it's in the game, you're going to love it. All right. Are there any questions on the broadband display? We did total array broadband. We did large aperture array broadband. We did WA broadband. Wah. Yeah. We talked about waffles, and now I'm hungry. All right. This is why I wanted to stay on submarines. I put off going to shore duty as long as I could. They were going to give me, they were going to cut me orders that I had no idea where I was going to go. But it's probably not someplace nice. It's probably going to be Alaska, because I had spent, it was 5.5 years on my first sub, and that was like 6 months too long. Like I wasn't allowed to be on the sub anymore. I was like, you're not letting me go. I'm holding on to my bunk, you know. I had to go to, but do you know what I did? I went to school. I was pretty smart about this. I felt smart. I went to school and got some really advanced sonar training, like the best they could give. I had to re-enlist for that school, by the way. And then I went right back to another submarine. I beat the system. I went right back to it. And we had new arrays too, whenever we did that. Anyway, so this is the Demon array. The Demon display. And the Demon display can take inputs from any of the sonar arrays. So what Demon stands for is demodulated noise. That's what the acronym means, demodulated noise. Now, demodulated noise is hard to explain and hard to understand, but I'm gonna give it a shot. So every mechanical motion item, okay, let's rephrase that. Every shaft, every ship has a shaft turning either an impulsor or a propeller. Even if it's a jet ski, it's going to have a little mechanical shaft in there pushing the water out the back, right? And it's got some rotation to it. So anything that has a rotation has a rate. And a rate is how many rotations it turns in 1 second. If you're still with me, you can graduate sub school, sonar school, basic sonar operator. You're going to make it. Okay. If you followed that. So everything that rotates has a certain amount, even if it's less than 1, it has a certain amount of rotation every second. What this display does is it takes specific rotation specific frequencies. And I don't know if they're on the screen. I do see 7 hertz, which is not what we use, but maybe it's what the game uses. All right. I'm not going to hang my hat on that 7 hertz just yet, but it might be 7 hertz. That'd be really weird. Oh, it's total array. That's why. Okay, so we're going to use 7 hertz. We're looking at the total array. Oh, it's looking at the lab. All right, that's not right. All right, there's some mistakes with this display. So I'm going to forget all of that, but the rotation thing still applies. They should fix that, actually. Okay, let's focus. Yeah, so the rotation rate, what this display does is you pick the frequency that it's going to demodulate. That's what it's doing. It's demodulating a frequency like your AM radio demodulates so you can hear the people talk. This thing is demodulating a frequency. We'll call it, I don't even want to pick one because I'm afraid to, but it's just gonna demodulate that frequency over and over again. And then inside that demodulation is another frequency, a second one, and that's the number of blades on the propeller, folks. And that means the shaft turns at one rate, but the blades have another rate. So if you have an old school ship, it's got 4 blades on the propeller on one shaft. That shaft has a rate. Those blades have a rate. And because they're mechanically linked, the rotation rate's the same. That's the rate we're demodulating. And what we're seeing on the screen, what is that right there? What do we see right there, folks? That's not number of shafts. No, it's number of blades. That's how many blades are on the shaft right there. How many are? Count the lines. Count the lines. Now, you see this squiggly part up here that's all bouncing around? Ignore it. You don't want to borrow it. Not important today. In the future, it may be, but not today. We have a blade here. This is your primary blade rate, okay? Every screw blade has one blade, at least, or else it's just a shaft, and that's no fun. No one wants that, right? Nobody wants the shaft. So this very first line, this vertical line, remember this is water falling down. This is your primary blade, blade 1, we're gonna call it. This next one's blade 2. Huh? That's how numbers work. This is blade 3 right here. And look at this. What's this one? This is blade 4. Yeah, it's blade 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is a contact that has a 4-bladed screw. So in the game, let's move my head. Right here, you see where it says 4, you have little up and down arrows. You, as the operator of the video game, will look at this display and type in up arrow, down arrow, 4 blades. And with its demodulation, well, then you'll move your cursor over. Well, okay. I'm not going to go that far. I could tell you how to figure out the speed, but the game just gives it to you. And if that's the case, then your job's done. Let's just assume that that's what it does, because there's a lot of information on this screen, and I don't know how much is public. And it's probably in the game, and you probably have to do it manually the way we used to do it. And if that's the case, we'll talk about it because it's in the game. But if it's not in the game, I can't talk about it. So just know that, but that's how you're going to get this answer. And once you dial in number 4, this should tell you the shaft RPM. That's what it looks like to me. And then you take this RPM and you're going to figure out the speed. Because not all RPMs are the same. Because ships are different sizes. Yeah. Some ships need to turn that shaft a lot to go 1 knot. Some ships don't have to turn that shaft as much to do the same speed. So just because it's 105 RPM doesn't mean it's X speed. You got to know what the ship is. How heavy is it? What's the displacement? Is it VLCC? If you get a large or a very large carrier that's making 100 RPM, he's not going nowhere. Yeah. He's taking his time. He's trying to save that money. He must be paying for gas. Yeah. That's what's happened there. All right, let's take a look at the top here. Oh, this is going to be great. I'm telling you guys, May 18th, you're going to want to be right here because I am going to blow your mind. Once I have this piece of software in my hands, look out. Look out, because we're gonna cook. And that's it. That's all the displays I have. I'm not going to rehash the top right because it's the same on-ship data. Apparently, we turned to 045 at some point. And it's good. So we're going to play Cold Waters now. Give me just a couple minutes to reset the screens, and we'll be right back. Thanks for watching this rant or whatever the hell this was. All right. See you guys. Bye. Hold on. Oh, don't go anywhere. Wait. We're going. Gee, I almost jacked that up. Don't leave me. We're going to play a video game. Oh, somebody's asking a very important question. What game is this? It's called Modern Naval Warfare. Oh my God. And it is my Infinity Stone. I got all 5 of them And I got the power glove to match. And I got the cape. And I'm going to order some Papino pizza. And we are going to have a blast with this. I'm going to get you guys qualified submarines. That's what I'm going to do. You guys going to be walking out here with some dolphins. All right. I was going to take a break, but I can't. I'm on a roll, baby. How you doing? How you doing? Okay, so we're going to continue our campaign from the long ago called North Atlantic 1984. We were playing the Astute class. We started off as the Sierra, which is a Russian boat, and got sunk by a Russian torpedo. Because that happens. It's called the Kursk. And so we got another boat, and this one's a Royal Navy, because we wanted to give the UK a little love, the Royal Navy some love. And they do love their lovin'. And we're going to drive the Astute around, and we're going to sink Russians in the Cold War. Calm down, Putin. Calm down. Oh, did you hear about it's not a rumor, but it's a theory that Putin is in power for as long as he is because he works with the United States? Yeah, it makes sense. It does. Everybody else that's not Putin that's left in the, I kept wanting to say Pentagon, but it's the Kremlin part of the leadership over there, is way, way anti-American. Medvedev would probably replace Putin if Putin was not the president for any reason. And he doesn't like us at all. So we kind of work to keep him in power just because he's the lesser of two evils over there. Yeah. I was going down that thread last night. There's some holes in it. It's not a complete theory, but some of it makes sense. You'd rather, as an American, you'd rather have Putin than Medvedev. Okay. All right. Our depth, 600 feet. We have a contact bearing 226. We're going to have a blast here. Let's do this. YouTube's online. I'm online. All hands man your battle stations now. Oh, let's go to the XO report. Let's see what our, how many weapons do we have? I don't even know. We have 19 torpedoes. Oh my God. And 14. Uh-oh. We have no decoys. Well, shoot. Okay. Well, this will be a short stream. Let's see if the Astute is as good as the Virginia 3. But we're going to have a good time with it anyway.
Bearing 238.
She is pretty, though. That's a pretty girl. Look at this line back here. You see this line? An engineer drew that line. He did math for that. Oh, it's good. It's good. I wish I was there at his CAD computer when he did that. And then he was the first person to see that angle. And he was like, oh. Yeah, he probably needed a towel after that. Yeah, he probably did. And then look at this part back here. Now, typically I charge you guys extra for this part, but I'm going to give it to you this time for free. For that. All right. Hey, do we have a contact? We do. We have Sierra 1. Let's see who he is. He's right in front of us. Sonar. Who is the contact right in front of us?
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
He's like, I don't know, Captain, because we're doing 20 knots. Can we please slow down so I can hear something besides the water going over the sonar dome? And I'm like, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. We're going to slow down to 5 knots so Sonar can actually hear the contact. Dude, I am super excited for that other game. God bless. May 18th is going to be a day.
3,
we may never stop streaming. I don't know. I may not sleep that night.
Con sonar new contact.
I'll be just like Underway.
3,
yeah, I'll sleep then either. All right, so we got 2 contacts on the same bearing.
Con sonar new contact.
Probably communist.
0, 3,
probably some
0,
communist.
Designated Sierra 4.
Oh my God. Ah, it's a whale.
Con sonar Sierra.
Well.
As biologic.
Who do we have here? Somebody that knows a hell of a lot more about sonar than you do.
Sierra 1 is classified as merchant.
All right. Oh, wow, that line doesn't line up. Okay, hold on 1 second. Let's try this again. Turns out may not be a whale after all, because one line was completely different. Hey, I never said I was good at my job, okay? I just like it. Yeah. Calm down. Send your complaints to the king of England, who's really nice, by the way. I like that guy. I was surprised. I'd never seen the King of England speak before. I saw him speak this week on TV, not in person. He spoke for about 30 minutes to Congress. And it was kind of cool. And then he did a dinner. That's where he got a little wild. Yeah, he was standing up, toasting everybody. Yeah, he was off the chain. He's kind of cool. I mean, I wouldn't want one. I don't want a king. But the king the UK has is kind of cool. Seems like a nice guy is what I'm saying. You guys did a good job picking him. Well, okay. Maybe it doesn't work that way. Whatever you did to get him, you did a good job doing that part. Aha. Oh, it's a stern trawler.
Con sonar Sierra 3 is classified as merchant.
All right, so also remember that stern trawler FV lines up for a whale except for one line. So if it's not a whale, we're immediately going to go back to stern trawler FV and see if it's him. Okay. Yeah, so good job picking the king. And I had never seen the queen before, the new queen. I saw her too. She didn't talk, so she must be a good woman. I mean, obviously, she didn't speak because she knows her place. I'm just saying. Oh, shit. People are like, unsubscribe. Sorry. It's just jokes. Calm down. I'm trying to classify contacts. I'm focusing here. I wish Sonar was this easy. Do you see what we're doing over here? Compared to what I just explained to you for 20 minutes, this part... This is what people think Sonar is. The other part is what Sonar actually is. It's even more than that, actually. But yeah. It's a good start, though. I probably went by the contact by now. I'm not paying attention. I want to play the other game. None of these line up. It's not a whale. Okay. I bet you if he shoots at us, it's probably a submarine. Let's start with that one. Let's start with that assumption. I should have waterfall be viewed from the top-down perspective. Well, the waterfall display does go from the top of your screen to the bottom. It says, or if we are looking astern. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay. That's okay. I can understand how that's confusing. Whenever you look at your display and it's the large bow array, it's like you're sitting on the nose of the submarine looking forward, and you have peripheral vision back to where your baffles are. It's literally how you see every day from your own perspective. It's POV. Point of view. Yeah. Good question. Who was that? Mastalui? Mastalui. Yeah. Great question, dude. That was really good. I'm sorry, I missed a dozen questions. This contact's kicking my butt. I cannot figure out what the hell it is. It doesn't line up for anything. This is maybe some random contact they threw in the game to confuse me on a Thursday. Because it's working. If this was a decoy, good job. Decoy successful. I can't get all, 6 of these lines to line up. Yeah. I can get about 4 of them to line up. I haven't got 5 yet. And definitely not 6. That's the closest right there. It's still not it, but that's the closest. A Delta submarine. So what's in the family of Delta? Yankee. Yankee and Delta are the same. So let's try Yankee and see if that lines up. Oh, that's really close. It's all but one.
Sierra 2 is classified as submerged.
It's not exact. Oh, that's even
Con
better.
sonar Sierra 2 is classified as
It's not exact,
submarine.
but sometimes in real life it's not exact. So I'm going to kind of give that a little fudge. I don't think it's a Delta. First of all, the Delta IV doesn't come into the Norwegian Sea. It doesn't have to. It's actually further from its target if it goes to the Norwegian Sea. You know. So we're not going to see that. All right, let's do the last contact here, Sierra 4. Let's see what we got here. Oh, man. You know what's funny? That whole rant I went on in the beginning, I didn't even check if you guys could even hear me once. I assume you did. Or else I talked to myself for 20 minutes. Which I've done that before. That's not the first time that's happened. That's pretty close. I'm going to earmark it as a trawler.
As merchant.
Because I want to get back on this Foxtrot. which again, it's not perfect. It doesn't line up perfectly, but it's pretty close. Okay, so we got 4 contacts. There's only 1 contact of interest right now. Once CR4 gets a little bit stronger in signal, we can reevaluate it. But what we're going to do now is we're going to put our cursor on the bearing of him. We're going to see where he goes over the next couple minutes, I guess. And I'll finally catch up on chat. Okay, there's Born Realty, and there's no voting. I thank you, Rosie. Yeah, that's why it was funny, because I said, good job choosing him. And yeah. All right. The one you showed from the upcoming game. Yeah, so the large bow array, the spherical, the broadband display, that was, if you're talking about that one, that's as if you're sitting on the nose of the submarine looking forward, and you can see kind of left and right as well, but you're looking forward. Now, if you're talking about the towed array, that is, because we tow it behind us, it would be literally as if you're sitting on the back of the submarine, looking forward though, always looking forward, and then you see left and you see right perfectly. You're like one of those geckos with the eyeballs that can go in 2 different directions, but it's fixed. You have one eyeball that only looks left and it doesn't move, and one eyeball that only looks right and doesn't move. And you can kind of barely see a little bit forward and a little bit back. Yeah. It's like the exact opposite of the bow array, which is why it works so well together. Back in the old school days, we had the spherical array. We had the hull array, which was really kind of useless, in my opinion, but we still had it. And then we had the towed array. And what the towed array wasn't good at looking at, the spherical array was good at looking at. So it was a good yin and yang relationship. This is really, we're on a good course to get off of his track. He's 4,000 yards away ahead 2/3. Shit. I've already forgot the buttons. How do you do the buttons here? 2/3? There it goes. 2/3.
Make turns for
It's been a minute since I played the
0
game. Forget me.
knots. Maneuvering
I don't know all the key commands.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra, bore. Last bearing, 0, bore, 1. Contact is in the baffles.
That's the contact we think's a trawler, not this guy. So once I have my hands on that software, the other game we're talking about, Modern Naval Warfare, and I can actually see how it's working and displaying the information, I'll give you a complete description of how it's looking. But just for the perspective of those arrays, just know the towed array's behind us, so it's like sitting behind the submarine looking forward, and the large bow array is literally on the nose itself, so it's like sitting up there looking forward. And then you have the WA, the wide aperture array is along the side, port and starboard, of the entire submarine. And so that looks forward and aft and sideways. It looks everywhere, except for a small sliver that we saw on the screen. There's like a small zone of about 20 degrees total where it doesn't have good information. It's got a baffle or a waffle region. I'm going to call it waffles for fun. Rosie says unfollow. Oh, because I was making jokes about selecting the king? Yeah. Come on, Rosie, you know I joke. Good Lord. I get paid to play dumb, and I'm very good at it. Quite convincing, actually. Where's Denmark at, right? You remember that? I actually lost subscribers over that. People in Denmark do not like being messed with. They take that stuff personally, and they should not, because it's funny. They have no sense of humor over there, apparently. So, Messel says, damn, that's interesting. You get the best of both when you combine them. Yes, exactly. Yeah, the engineering, the naval architects, and a lot of our systems were made by Lockheed Martin. Not all of them. Raytheon was involved, because you get everybody in the military industry is involved. But the people that come down that maintain and update the sonar arrays were always from Lockheed, pretty much. I always love getting the special sonar gear. Special means experimental, basically. It's like stuff that they developed at the labs of Texas A&M. Would A&M be it? What's the technical Texas Institute? There's a few ones that repeatedly would come down to the submarines with large metal suitcases that they connected to our sonar system. And whenever they flipped those babies open and powered them on, I was like, my God, you can see everything. And it's in color. It wasn't green, I think CR2's trying to shoot us, boys. Can't have that. He's trying to get us. All right, let's take a look at the environment here. After talking about that other game and looking at this, we're playing Romper Room right now. Yeah, we're playing Romper Room. All right. What's a good evasion depth? Actually, oh shit. Snapshot tube 1. Bearing 126.
Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 2. Passing. Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 2.
Oh! Why the hell did he do that? Okay. That's very odd.
Make turns for 3, 0,
Got the wire post launch tube 1.
Maneuvering eye.
Let's get the hell out of here so we don't die.
600 feet. Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 3, last bearing 228. Contact. Passing 700.
We almost had a circular run
Con
torpedo
sonar
there. That's
lost
why I freaked out.
contact. Sierra.
That would have not been good.
Feet. Passing 900 feet. Passing 1,000 feet. Passing
A circular one's where a
feet.
torpedo goes out, hangs a left, and hits you.
Passing
That almost
1,200
happened.
feet.
Not sure
Passing
why.
1,300 feet. Passing 1,400 feet.
I believe that's how the Archerfish, or no, it was the Wahoo.
Passing 1,500 feet.
I believe that's the one that sunk herself on accident, and she didn't have enough speed to get out of the way of her own weapon.
1,600 feet.
Look how nimble she is. That's pretty nice.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 1, last bearing 200. Con maneuvering, making turns for.
So our torpedo's
3,
tracking on its
0,
countermeasure right now. Torpedo's merged on the bearing of the countermeasure.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 009.
Tang did. Yeah, Tang was another one. Which is, it seems like the ones that were very good are the ones we lost to our own torpedo. Which, that's a little bit of observer bias, because that's, of course, how it would work. If they're very good and the enemy can't sink them, then they're
torpedo in the
more
water.
likely
Torpedo in
to,
the water. Bearing,
be subject to their own
6.
weapon.
Come right to 182. Helm aye.
That wasn't our own
Con
weapon, was
helm.
it?
Steady course.
Oh, he sank. Ha ha, got you. He's in the background sinking. I never heard the explosion.
Passing 1,600 feet.
I had the zoomies.
Passing 1,500 feet.
So good he sunk himself. Yeah.
Passing 1,400 feet. Passing 1,300 feet. Passing 1,200 feet.
Yeah,
Passing 1,100 feet.
I really look forward to that game.
1,000 feet.
That's going to be amazing.
Passing 900 feet.
We are going to have a good time.
Passing 800 feet. Passing 700 feet. Passing 600 feet. Passing 500 feet.
I'll have to stop streaming eventually to edit
Passing
the stream
400
into videos, but I got a feeling
Come right to.
it depends on when the game
262.
releases
Helm aye.
on May 18th. If it's at midnight, it'll be May 19th before we play it, right? So some games on Steam do that. They have like a midnight release. So it looks like it's the day before, but it's actually the day after. I don't know what time it's going to release. I hope it's a bestseller, but it's a very niche video game, like DCS. So, like, how long did it take in the beginning when DCS released on Steam? I wonder how well it sold, say, the first week. Because I think I was playing DCS. Yeah, it was definitely before it was on Steam, because Steam wasn't around. There was a couple games where it was just It was on CD, and it was just a couple planes. It was like the F-15. It was and a couple of Russian planes. And I bought it because I saw the F-15. I was like, oh, I won't buy that. And I'm not even sure it was called DCS back then. I think it might have had a different name. Flaming Cliffs. It used to be called Flaming Cliffs. It might have been DCS Flaming Cliffs, but I remember Flaming Cliffs was the title. That was the one that I saw. So you might be asking, why is that torpedo going in a circle and not chasing us? Well, you see this little jaunt to the south I did here? Let me put my cursor up. I opened up just enough range. I was trying to get enough range where he wouldn't even see us, and I failed. But I got far enough away, and I was at such a different depth. I was down there at like 1,600 feet, right? And this torpedo was around 400 to 500 feet. It did see us, but then it had to change depth down to 1,600 feet. And the way this game does that is the torpedo will do a spiral down. So it'll make a turn. And by the time it turned all the way down to 1,600 feet, I was like, where was I here? I might have been here. So the difference in range from this point to this point was enough to get outside his acquisition cone. And so now he's just stuck doing circles going, where'd he go? That's why that's happening. Flaming Cliffs, lock on modern combat. Yes, that's what I'm thinking of. Okay, so it wasn't even called DCS. It was called lock on. I remember that now, yeah. Thank you, Vulcan Rider. See, Vulcan Rider, he's old too, only his brain still works. I'm out there. Way too many drugs. Maybe some alcohol involved too. Thailand. Yeah. Oh, Tijuana. Puerto Rico. We don't talk about Puerto Rico. That was a weird one. People down there crazy. But Puerto Rico's beautiful, though. I'd live there if they let me. I'm probably not allowed back. That's what I assume, anyway. They're probably like, what's your name again? Never mind. I'm probably on a no-fly list, yeah. Or a no-land list. I can fly, I just can't land in Puerto Rico. They're like, you got to turn around and go back, man. Torpedo. Yeah, it's saying you spin me around. Yeah. Oh, what's that song? That's an old 80s song there. Yeah, so it's 3 weeks away. Is that game? We're gonna get that game in 3 weeks, and we'll see what it is. I try not to get too excited because I'm always disappointed when games come out. I don't remember the last time I was actually happy at game release. There's a lot of games that became good, like No Man's Sky. When No Man's Sky came out in like 2016, almost 10 years ago, it was kind of garbage, and it wasn't doing a lot of things they had promised. And it was full price game. It was like $70, $69.99. That's because Sony wanted that Sony money, I guess. Sony was like the publisher. But over the last 10 years, No Man's Sky is one of the best games out there, and it's worth every penny. I wouldn't even wait for a sale. Give the man his money. Yep. No Man's Sky is a very good game. Elite Dangerous. Elite Dangerous has had many ups and downs, but the trend has always been more positive overall. What's some other games you guys know that have changed? KSP-1, yeah, that's Kerbal Space Program. I could never figure out the orbit mechanics. And I don't mean orbital mechanics itself, even though that's complicated. I mean using my mouse to get my shuttles and satellites into orbit, into a stable orbit. It was like hold middle mouse button, drag, and that just messed me up big time. I always got it wrong. I was always slamming the Kerbal into the side of the moon or something silly, which was hilarious, by the way. Poor little Kerbal's like, you know, boom. And then he's got like Tweety birds flying over his head because he's knocked out. Yeah. Great game. The characters in that game are hilarious. All the little Kerbal personalities. Vulcan Rider's using a keyboard. Oh, did you Google it? Okay. That's true. Hey, you didn't have to tell me, man. Listen, I know I'm not that bright. I have forgotten more than I know right now, for sure. Yeah, I've definitely forgotten so much stuff. Oh, you're saying I had to use the keyboard. Well, maybe that's why I was not good at the game. I kept clicking the mouse. Huh. Wish I had known that at the time. The more you know. It says there's a weapon nearby. That's what the game's telling me, and I don't believe it. I don't believe you, video game. Mick Jeb. Yes, I remember Jeb. Jebediah. He was my first Kerbal to go into orbit and not come back because I didn't know how. My mouse stopped working. I was like, how's the view up there, Jeb? And he's all happy. He's in his little baby seat with his little arms and legs flapping, looking out his little window. And he just stayed there. I was like, that's where he lives now. He lives in orbit. Jebediah. Rest in peace. He was a pioneer, folks. Pioneer. Good little Kerbal. Oh, it was a Tango. Tango Foxtrot. Uh-oh. Hey, we got a fleet. Oh, I think it'll be good. Because I got a lot of missiles. All right, we're about to missile the bejesus out of these guys. Let me show you what I'm doing here. We ain't got no decoys, so we're gonna have to run away. I'm gonna shoot 4 missiles and 1 torpedo in the direction of whoever the hell that is. We're at periscope depth, so I can just raise the radar and go. I will bring them into 20,000 yards, so it's reasonable. All right, bearing is north. We will evade to the southeast. Whenever I go deep, emergency deep, new course is going to be 120. Helm. That's the course you go to when I say emergency deep, okay? So, like, whenever we're playing, if Modern Naval Warfare ever gets a multiplayer co-op mod or ability, and we're playing together in that Virginia 3, I'll be briefing the hell out of you guys, telling you what I would like to happen, and then you guys are going to do it. And when you jack it up, I'll knock the headphones off your head, virtually, of course. Virtually, in the game. And that's how that's going to go. I finally get to knock someone else's headphones off instead of it happened to me. Okay, but let's play this game. This guy's to the north, and I'm going to shoot the bejesus out of him on radar bearings. Fight.
On sonar, new contact bearing 3.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Ultra quiet, raise the radar mast.
Raise the radar mast.
Fire point procedures, missile.
On sonar, new contact bearing
39.
On radar bearings. Oh, easy day. Easy day.
Aye, sir. Con sonar, new contact bearing.
That's a submarine.
18 designated Sierra 4. Con sonar,
Emergency
new
deep.
contact bearing. Make turns for con sonar. We are cavitating. Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra 4. Last bearing 0.
Passing 100 feet.
Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra 1.
Passing 200 feet. Passing 300 feet.
Con sonar, no longer cavitating.
Passing 400 feet.
Got him.
Passing
blowed up.
500 feet.
He blowed up.
Passing 600 feet. Passing 700 feet.
Got both of them.
Passing 800 feet. Passing 900 feet. Passing 1,000 feet. Passing 1,100 feet. Passing 1,200 feet. Passing 1,300 feet. Passing 1,400 feet.
Blowed up.
Passing 1,500 feet. Passing 1,600 feet. Passing 1,700 feet.
We deep.
Con maneuvering, making turns for 30 knots. Come right to 203. Helm aye.
So this
Con
guy got a
down,
whiff of us, I
mid
guess, because
course.
he's coming deep. All right, we've got a couple of, got 2 torpedoes close off our starboard side. Might have to evade those.
Con Torpedo in the water. Torpedo in the water.
We can go all the way down
Bearing
to
0,
1,900
2, 6.
feet.
Passing 1,700 feet.
Come right to.
See how he's doing a circle to change his depth? I'm trying to get outside his range before he comes back around.
Con, helm.
Passing 1,500 feet. Passing 1,400 feet. Passing 1,300 feet. Passing 1,200 feet. Passing 1,100 feet. Passing 1,000 feet. Passing 900 feet. Passing 800 feet. Passing 700 feet.
Come left to 230. Helm I.
Con, torpedo room, tube 2 ready.
Con sonar. Noisemaker bearing 0, 2, 2.
Alright, so CR2's about to eat a weapon. Looks like our harpoons might have missed. Shit. Okay.
Passing 600 feet.
Come left to 182. Helm I.
Let me get above that layer. That layer's at 9.3 feet, but it's very
Passing
strong.
400 feet.
Con, helm. Steady course.
Passing 300 feet.
Con sonar. We are cavitating.
Come on, baby, get above that layer. Need you right below the surface.
Passing 100 feet.
Yes. Get up there. Alright, we're 10 feet above the layer. And it might have worked. It might have worked. It's a very strong
right
layer.
to 2, 1,
Look
2.
at this. See
Helm
it says moderate duct, strong layer. That strong layer might be saving us right now. Yeah. So we want to get at least 3,500 yards away from that circle and then go deep immediately because we're in a very vulnerable position right here. We're being tracked by that active sonar at this depth. Somebody's blowed up right there. What's our range now? All right, we're at 3,100 feet, 3,200 or 3,200 yards rather.
Con, torpedo room, tube 5 ready.
All right, we just reloaded all of our torpedo tubes except the ones we didn't shoot with torpedoes. We are going to have to a re-attack, but we're going to open 3,500 yards first, go deep, and re-attack. Both Sierra 2 and 3. Maybe Sierra 4 too. We missed Sierra 4, which surprised me. It may not be a submarine. Jesus. Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. What the fuck?
Come left to 125. Helm I.
Shoot. Oh boy.
Come left to 169. Helm I.
Where's that torpedo at? Oh, it's right there. Shit. Down, 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 down.
Con, helm. Steady course.
I gotta get below the layer. Ugh. That guy right there, he's looking for us above the layer.
200 feet. Con, knuckle formed.
Yep.
Passing 300 feet.
Con sonar. No longer cavitating.
I think we evaded that one, I think.
Passing 500 feet. Passing 600 feet.
Once we get on
Passing
depth, we're going to
700
change course.
Passing 800 feet. Passing 900 feet. Passing 1,000 feet.
All right, we're going to stay here at 1,000 feet.
Passing 1,100
We're going to
feet.
come
Come
left.
left to 0,
We're
9,
going to prep
8.
tubes
Helm I.
1 and 4.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Trying to present
Passing
a non-broad
1,100 feet.
aspect to him.
Con, helm. Steady course.
All right, I'm hoping to regain some contacts here. Alright, so... Oh, what was that? Is that a decoy? What's going on down this way? Man, I don't know.
Con sonar, switching to active search.
Oh, what?
Con sonar, switching to active search.
How is he that close?
Con sonar, regained contact on Sierra 2, bearing 022.
I'm thinking that right. There we go. That's better.
On Sierra 4, bearing 021.
We'll shoot tube 4.
Con
Or tube 1 rather.
contact bearing 016. Designated Sierra 6. Con sonar, new contact bearing 021. Designated Sierra 7.
I'm going to cover their evasion courses.
6. Aye, sir.
That might be a submarine. Okay. Torpedo evasion.
Make turns for 30 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Passing 1,100 feet.
Con fired. Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 1.
So I shot one
last
torpedo at
bearing
each Sierra 1, Sierra 2, and I shot a second torpedo at each one at their
Con
potential
sonar
evasion
lost
courses.
contact.
That's why we use
Sierra
4
Passing
weapons.
1,300 feet.
So they either get hit by weapon 1 or they evade into weapon 2.
Con.
Passing 1,500 feet. Passing 1,600 feet.
Someone was asking the test depth of this submarine. It's
Passing
1,900
1,700
feet. And it actually might be 2,000, but I wouldn't take it below 1,900.
Contact on Sierra 4, bearing 022.
There's definitely a third contact, and I think it's a submarine.
Sierra 7.
I think Sierra 4 is a sub.
022.
Let's see what it says now that we have track on it. Oh, we're going too fast. We don't know. We don't know. At the very least, our weapons are going to push them away. Our torpedoes have already started going shallow. That's that one right there. The other 3 that we launched should follow it pretty soon. Yeah, one's already shallow. So they're not going to drive through our torpedo towards us. That will just get them sunk if they do that. So we just bought ourselves some time at the very least. I expect we'll hit all of our targets. I don't shoot expecting to miss. We'll either hit them with the primary weapon or the secondary. One of the two is going to get a hit. And that might be a helicopter right there. Someone just launched a depth charge over there. Somebody's bombing over here. Depth bombing. Huh.
Con sonar lost contact. Master 3.
I'm not sure why that is.
7. Contact faded.
Oh crap.
Con sonar.
I forgot I left my active sonar on. Whoops. Don't do that. I was like, how do we have these contacts at 25 knots or 30 knots? How is this possible? Oh. Somebody left the active sonar on, and his name might be Jive. Yeah, it might be Jive. But I'm going to blame Selvig because he's here. Selvig is responsible for all things.
Tube 4 ready.
In the end, I mean, he's the man. The buck stops at Selvig, so it doesn't ever get to Jive, right? That's how that works. Isn't that right, Selvig? Tell him what we know. It was my sonar, lords. Yes. I forgot it was on. What can I say? Voluntold to take the blame. That's right. That's the way the Navy works. Yes. And the higher you are in rank, the less responsibility you have when things go wrong. Man, I wish that was a joke. Oh, it's not supposed to be that way. Yeah. I know, right? You see, if an E3 takes the blame, he will survive. He has 15 or more years of his career left to recover. But, you know, if the leading petty officer takes the blame, well, listen, I'm trying to retire, boys.
Room, tube 5 ready.
I can't go see the old man now, you know. I need a volunteer is what I'm saying. I need a volunteer. Yeah.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing.
Low man on the totem pole,
0, 3,
yeah.
1.
I'll let Selvig and, oh God, Ren fight over who's the lead mod. Yeah. I think it might actually is Selvig, but Ren's really good. He's a good dude. Hey, Sierra 2's evading, as you do. How far away am I from my evasion point? Oh, wow. Okay, I think we're good. Let's go ahead and slow down and see where we are.
Make turn.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Ultra quiet. We are 150 feet above the bottom, so our towed array is out. We have a good oblique angle to the 3 ships we're tracking. Passive sonar this time. As we slow down, I expect to regain all 3 of these. We do have a strong layer, though.
Con, fire control, weapon countermeasure homing.
Yay!
Con sonar.
Rosie said you'd vote for Selvig. Yeah.
035.
I told Ren Selvig was my favorite.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 2, bearing 035.
And then he was sad. Yeah, that Selvig, you've got a couple kids, more than one, plural.
Making turns for
How
5
do you
knots.
balance that? Like, how do you keep one from thinking they're the favorite? Or, even worse, thinking the other one's the favorite? Oh my gosh. Yeah. Maybe just beat them both, you know? I don't, Selvig does not do that. Stop. That was a joke. I would beat them both. That'd be me.
Con sonar lost contact.
Yeah, poor
Sierra
Ren, yeah.
2, last bearing.
I can't make jokes about Ren. I don't know if
035.
Ren's here
Contact
today. I haven't
breaking up.
seen him. He's usually lurking in the background, but he also has a real job. Hey, CR2 blew up. Let's go see what CR2 was. CR2 was a Oodaloi? What was this? No, that's a small boy.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 1, last bearing 01.
Oh, that's a Kara.
Contact breaking up.
Oh, that's a big girl. That's a capital ship. She's got the Admiral's flag on the bow. we got some tonnage. Oh my God, he drove into our torpedo. Very brave of you, sir. Also very dumb. All right. Well, we still got one contact out there to deal with.
Make depth 458, dive
We're going to come to periscope depth and see who Sierra 4 is. I think it's a sub, but I want to look at it. I suppose we could try and classify it on our... Well, I don't have contact. He's so far away. Last time we had him, he was 22,000 yards away, and we opened up some range. So, Jive is in a killing mood today. Yeah. I'm in a really good mood because this game that I wasn't sure was ever going to be released is coming out, apparently. I still want it in my hands before I get too excited. And I swear, the original authors of this game are from Eastern Europe. They're not American. So they developed this game outside the supervision of the Department of War and the Pentagon and all the little caveats that DCS plays by so they don't get in trouble. Because if you remember, DCS did get in trouble for one of their planes, and I think it might have been the F-16, but I'm not going to hang my hat on that. It might have been the F-15, actually. Either way, it was one of the American planes. They had a little too much detail because they had a manual, an operating manual for one of the systems. I don't know all the details. And they got called on the carpet by somebody, but I assume it was Pentagon related. I don't know who. John probably knows. He follows that stuff. I don't know if you remember John, but you probably know more details than I know.
Steady course.
Anyway, I bring that up because once this game gets released, if nobody in the Pentagon's even heard of it, which I doubt, but if no one in the Pentagon's even heard of it, they may not want it to be released. I could still see that happening. Because a lot of the modes, especially that LP mode on the radar, that is how it works is not public. The fact that there's a button that you can click, I suppose that's fine. And I'm just not going to talk about it. We're coming to Periscope up, by the way. It's going to be a minute. DCS or War Thunder? Well, War Thunder's always getting in trouble because the players are freaking idiots. DCS got in trouble for having a book. And it was like an operations maintenance manual on one of the American planes that someone thought they shouldn't have had. I don't know. I know a lot of the maintenance manuals are on the internet because I've read a few of them about planes. You know. I think they were absolutely fine. The DCS is still around. The F-16 and F-15 in that game are still around. So whatever that was ended up being a nothing burger. But it was a thing for a while. I wonder if it was a publicity stunt. I don't think it was. Or yeah, why not both, Arthur? Yeah. Oh. You know what's funny about that, Willie? Is I went down a rabbit hole last night. There's some evidence that it's in America's benefit to keep Putin in power, and it's possible that we're helping him stay that way. So instead of what you said, Putin is our asset, not the other way around. We're controlling him, keeping him in power. There's some holes in that theory, and it's not a popular theory either. It's kind of a hot take, but I didn't make the theory. It's not my theory. I was just reading about it. Yeah. So what you said may be true, but there's also a counter theory out there. Oh, Lemon Ghost says that they just wanted to go after DCS. Maybe. I don't know. You would think that they would want to keep it because that puts people, that gains interest of young men in the military. And maybe they'll enlist. Or maybe they'll go to the academy and become pilots in the case of DCS. I've put a couple sailors into boot camp. I've known that. They may not have graduated. I don't know. No one ever talks to me after boot camp. So that makes me wonder if they get mad. They're like, damn it, you tricked me. I'm not trying to trick you. Once you get on a submarine, it's kind of fun. Getting to the submarine's a pain in the ass. Yeah, you're right. It's not hard, but it's a pain in the ass. Oh, wow. We have no contacts. You know what? I'm going to raise the radar just to see where everyone's at. And if we have no Sierra 4, he's definitely a sub. If he's a sub, we're going to go sink him. Okay. He's a sub. He's a rub-a-dub sub.
Lower the radar mast.
Emergency deep because that helicopter's on the way.
Sonar, we are cavitating.
What the fuck? Is that radar still up? Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Make turns.
Why is the radar mast still up?
Con sonar, no longer cavitating.
Whoa, whoa.
Con sonar, we are cavitating.
For some reason, they didn't lower the radar mast when I clicked emergency deep. That would have been a mess.
Come right to 027.
I believe there's a helicopter on his way right now to our position. That's why I'm doing this.
Con sonar, no longer cavitating.
Break out the floaties, boys.
Passing 400 feet.
Come left to 001. Helm I.
Passing 600 feet. Passing 700 feet. Passing 800 feet. Passing 900 feet. Passing 1,000 feet. Passing 1,100 feet. Passing 1,200 feet. Passing 1,300 feet. Passing 1,400 feet. Passing 1,500 feet. Passing 1,600 feet. Passing 1,700 feet. Passing 1,800 feet.
Damn it.
Con maneuvering, making turns for 30 knots.
Oh. I'm trying to get my noisemaker between me and him.
1,800 feet. Passing 1,700 feet.
All right, we got that really strong layer at 93 feet. I'm going to get up to a little bit above that.
1,500 feet.
Come right to 337. Helm I. Con.
Passing 1,300 feet. Passing 1,200 feet. Passing 1,100 feet.
All right, I think we evaded him.
1,000 feet.
I don't need to get above the layer because we've already
Passing
evaded.
900 feet.
I think that noisemaker saved us.
Come right to.
All right, CR4 I think is a submarine. We're going to go prosecute him.
Helm I. Con. Helm. Steady course.
Right. Say, oh, see you later, Lady Rosie. Thanks for coming by. 800 feet. Are you going to go implode? This submarine implodes at 2,000 feet, which is also the depth of the bottom. So it's very deep diving. This is the Astute, the deep diving submarine. This one's a Royal Navy UK boat. Very pretty, very capable. The only downside to her, and this is not much, she's not as fast as the 688, but she has a lot of tools. She has a lot of things the 688 doesn't have. Like going to 2,000 feet. That's deep. That's real deep. Apparently they make her out of monarchyism instead of Stalinism. Like, for the king. 2,000 feet. I think we outdove that torpedo is what happened there, which is pretty cool that there's a submarine in the game that you can do that with. We can outdive a torpedo in the 688. We just can't do it for very long, and it's usually not long enough to actually evade the weapon. Eventually the weapon does see us. It's just a matter of doing that. It's called a porpoise tactic. You go deep, run. Whenever the torpedo's down to where you're at, go shallow, run. And you end up doing this sinusoidal wave of shallow and deep to just run that torpedo out of energy. Because torpedoes don't run as efficiently deep, something to keep in mind. If it's a battery-powered torpedo, I suppose that would apply to them too. But changing depth burns energy as well. So you just want to wear that torpedo out. Make them go shallow, deep. Keep them deep as long as you can, and then evade shallow again. Keep them changing. Okay.
Rig ship for
I don't hear another weapon, so we're going to go ahead and close Sierra 4.
Helm I.
Oh, the video on the mic. Yeah, the mic was emotional.
Con, helm, steady course.
That was a very emotional story. I mean, that was tough. The mic, for everybody, that was a Russian submarine that it sank. And they tried to get as many people as they could into the escape pod. And they had to leave someone behind. Yeah, that's tough. I don't know if I could do it, I'll be honest with you. I know I'm supposed to do it, but I don't know if I could do it. I can't leave someone... I can't close the hatch on someone knowing that they're going to die. Wow, Jesus. But if you don't close the hatch, everybody dies. Yeah. I mean, obviously in that circumstance, you have to do it. But I can't look at the man as I do it. I can't do it. I hope he doesn't say my name as I do it either, because then I might as well get in with him at that point. The mic video is haunting. I don't know if that comes across in the video. It might.
Helm I.
But that's a horror story. That's a Halloween story, except it happened. You know. Well, there's Sierra 4. What the hell are we supposed to do with him?
Con, helm, steady course.
All right. Give me 2 seconds, boys and girls. I got to take care of something real fast, and I'll be right back. Hopefully we don't get shot at while I'm down. Can you believe it's snowing again? What's going on in Michigan? It's spring. It's literally spring, right? Isn't it spring? Yeah. It's snow. All right. We're back. We're back. Sorry about that. I'll cut that part out of the video.
Con sonar switching to active search. Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 7 bearing
Now,
0.
so Sierra 7's probably a merchant. He was headed south the whole time.
Con sonar regained contact on Master 3
Wow,
bearing
Sierra 4 is
0,
nowhere to
1,
be found.
0. Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 8 bearing 0, 1, 3.
How far away is he?
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 7 last bearing 0, 5, 6. Contact faded.
Oh, hold on.
Con sonar switching to active search.
So Sierra 7 is doing what? He's doing 11 knots. Yeah, he's a merchant.
Con sonar switching to passive search.
Sierra 4 is just gone. All right. I think we lost Sierra 4, possibly. Yep. Let's end it and see what the debrief says. Oh, wow. It was not a submarine. We sank the Kara, which was a large cruiser, and a cannon. Oh, resume your actual mission. I don't know what that is. Hold on. We should read the mission brief. Hold on. Whoops. Uh-oh. Review orders. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Where are we going? Enemy. Oh, my God. An enemy carrier task group will sail from Romance to the North Atlantic through the Denmark Strait. We got to head north. Oh, my word. I'm down here tooling around. Oh, that's him. That's him. Oh, baby, we gonna eat so good. Yeah, we gonna eat good. All right, we're at periscope depth. We have a contact to the east of us. We're headed north. We're already on a good evasion course. This is so good. We don't have any decoys, so that's not good. But, oh. What the hell? Hold on. Okay, I clicked the wrong button, I guess. Okay. So I'm going to put the same thing. I'm going to shoot all 4 harpoons and both torpedoes towards the fleet. I'm going to try to have enough bearing separation so both torpedoes don't hit the same target. You know, I'm going to shoot those kind of wide. So if anybody basically charges us up the middle, they may get away scot-free. But what I'm going to try to do with the torpedoes is catch the carrier as he's trying to evade. And I don't know if he's going to turn left or turn right, but I'm going to put a torpedo on either side of the center of the group. So hopefully they turn into the torpedo path at some point. Kind of a risk doing that. I kind of want them at 15,000 yards because we're going to have to evade the helicopters for a long time before I can turn back to the east again. If they're to the east of us, then they're going to evade to the east eventually, maybe even southeast. Okay. That's the plan. You guys on board with the plan? Let's catch up here. Tomorrow is May 1st. What? Oh, yeah, that's, what do they call that? It is a holiday. In Europe, it's a holiday in Russia. It's called May Day. Yeah, it's May Day. All right, so we have 15,000 yards, periscope depth, no duck, no layer this time. So we're kind of at a disadvantage there. We're just going to have to shoot as fast as we can and then evade.
Con.
Raise the radar mast.
Oh my God.
Con sonar new contact bearing 073 designated Sierra.
Oh my God,
9.
they're in front of us.
Con sonar new contact bearing 090 designated Sierra 10.
I can't believe they're in front of us.
Con sonar new contact bearing 094 designated Sierra 11.
Shoot 25. Aye, sir.
How are they in front of us?
Shoot 26.
Emergency
Aye,
deep right now.
Make turns for 3. Con sonar, we are cavitating. Con sonar.
Passing 100 feet.
sir. Con fire control. We will
Come right to 158. sonar, no longer cavitating.
Damn it.
Passing 500 feet.
Con, helm.
Passing 600 feet. Passing 700 feet.
Oh my god, we got a hit on Romeo 2.
Passing 800 feet. Passing 900 feet.
Come right to 180. Helm I. Con.
Passing 1100 feet. Passing 1200 feet. Passing 1300 feet. Passing 1400 feet. Passing 1500 feet. Passing 1600 feet. Passing 1700 feet. Passing 1800.
Con, sonar, torpedo in the water, torpedo in the water, bearing 048.
All right, I'm going to try to porpoise this guy. We talked about the porpoising tactic. I'm going to do it.
1800 feet. Passing 1700 feet.
Con.
Passing 1600 feet. Passing 1500 feet.
Con, sonar, torpedo in the water, torpedo in the water, bearing 029.
That's a new one.
Passing 1200 feet. Passing 1100 feet. Passing 1000 feet. Passing 900 feet. Passing 800 feet. Passing 700 feet. Passing 600 feet.
Okay, we're up here. Noisemaker. Oh my god. Okay.
Con, torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
Yeah, we got Romeo 8. How far away for you? Ooh. Yeah, I think we got away. All right, I'm going to turn to the south.
Left 2.
I'm going to take a look at these two active... Oh, man. I don't have any torpedoes ready.
Con, helm, steady course.
I'm not going to slow down until I have torpedoes ready. All right, we got 3 actives. All right, we got 1 torpedo ready. Let's go ahead and slow down to
Making
1/3.
turns for 5 knots, maneuvering I. Con, sonar, regained contact on Sierra 1, bearing 066.
066. Let's see if we can classify him real fast.
Con, sonar, regained contact on Sierra 1, 0, bearing 079. Con, sonar, regained contact on Sierra 1, 1, bearing 084. Con,
Evac.
sonar, Sierra 1 is classified as escort. Con, sonar, regained contact on Sierra. Con, maneuvering, making
sure what
turns
he is.
for 5 knots.
Come on, baby. Come
Con,
on, baby.
torpedo room, tube 3 ready.
Master 5 is... submarine? Oh no. Yeah, he's really quiet.
Con, sonar, switching to active search.
There he is, okay. So we're going to do a snapshot on Sierra 7.
Shoot 2-3. Aye, sir.
Do a snapshot on Master 3.
Shoot 2-2. Aye, sir.
Con, torpedo room, tube 5 ready.
Con sonar. Switching
So
to
Sierra 9's
passive
probably
search.
a warship as well. I'm going to go to
Making
torpedo
turn
evasion. We have an incoming
3,
weapon right now.
0 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Passing 600 feet.
Alright, I'm trying to evade this weapon.
Con, fire control. We've lost.
Passing 700 feet.
Con sonar. Lost contact. Sierra 1.
Passing 800 feet. Passing 900 feet. Passing 1,000 feet. Passing 1,100 feet. Passing 1,200 feet.
There's that helicopter behind us.
Passing 1,300
He's
feet.
not close.
Passing 1,400 feet. Passing 1,500 feet.
Con, torpedo room, 2.
Passing 1,600 feet. Passing 1,700 feet. Passing 1,800 feet.
Alright, we're going to stay down here at 1,800 or 1,900 feet. Yeah, 1,900 feet.
Passing 1,900 feet.
We're going to try and get out of the way of this weapon.
Con maneuvering. Making
So
turns
everybody
for
that turned
3,
towards is a
0
warship.
knots.
Master 3, Sierra 10 and 11 are acting like merchants. They didn't even evade. I'm a little concerned about them. We might sink a merchant here. We're going to get Sierra 9. Yeah, I don't think this game does hull popping.
Con, torpedo room, tube 3 ready.
I do talk about it, but it's not modeled, so. Yeah, the description of this mod says the astute is 2,000 feet. And that, we read that somewhere. Let me see, if I can find it, I'll show it to you. I just realized I had that on the whole time, sorry. I'm always leaving that up. It's on one of these screens. You guys can't see this one. There is a encyclopedia of every contact in the game.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 9.
I don't have a,
0, 4, 5.
I don't have a zoom in screen for it like there is for the other one. But it says here test depth 2,000 feet. I'm looking at it right now. Okay. All right, did we evade? Let's see. I was trying to evade this one. He's 3,500 away. We're right on the edge of his detection. We evaded that one just in time. It might be this guy right here. Or that guy. It's one of those two guys. Master 3 should explode any minute now.
Come left to 0, 9.
Oh,
1,
somebody just launched a
high.
torpedo right there. Let's stay fast, because I think we're about to get rained upon. How far away was that?
Steady course.
12,000 yards. He'll shoot one at 6 and one at 12. Wow. That's not good. That's that Krivak, I bet. It's either Sierra 10 or Sierra
Con,
1.
torpedo room, tube 2
Maneuver
ready.
back down to here. There it is. Okay, that's one. How far away is he?
Con sonar lost
6,000.
contact. Sierra
Oh my God.
9,
So the next one's
last
going to be like
bearing,
right there.
0, 3,
Let's
8,
turn away.
contact. Come right to 1.
I'm going to put my
6,
cursor
2,
where I think the next
helm
one's going to
high.
be. Like literally right there. Can you guys see that? Is it behind my head? Oh, it's over here. It's over here.
Con helm steady course.
I think it's going to go right there. We're going to see it in just a second where it's going to end up. I'm already hauling butt trying to get away from it. Trying to get away from that cursor right there.
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing 0.
That's Master 3 evading his torpedo. He's going to take a hit. I only shot him because he turned around. I wasn't sure about him. What doesn't make sense is Sierra 10 and 11 watching all these ships blow up, and they kept going straight.
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing 0, 7.
I'm going to go ahead and turn towards Master 3. Master 3 might be
0, 7, 6. Helm
the
aye.
Kuznetsov, maybe. The Kuznetsov has sonar. It has active sonar. It's Horsejaw. It's the same sonar the Kirov has. Is on the
Con,
Kuznetsov.
helm, steady course.
The Russians put sonars on everything. They didn't care. So what I'm doing here is I'm just trying to close range here. I think this is my high value target. We'll know once we hit them.
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing 0, 7.
I'm going to put my
5.
cursor right on his noisemaker.
Come right to 0, 7, 5.
We're going right to
Helm
that.
aye.
And then we're going to do, yeah. We have to keep in mind our own weapon is there, and our own weapon can see like to 4,000 or 5,000 yards. So we want to like draw a circle on the plot, 5,000 yards around that noisemaker. Don't go in that bubble because that's our own torpedo. But we did pretty good. We shot down 3. This one might have been a merchant. We'll see at the debrief. But he was going the same direction as the Russian fleet, and that's why I shot him. I shot him based on behavior, not classification. Oh, he's damaged already. Who is this?
Con sonar, lost contact. Master 3, last bearing 0, 7, 8. Contact faded.
So Master 3 might be the Kuznetsov, because he was on fire from a hit. So we're going to close him. We want to go that way.
0, 7, 8.
I'm going to shoot him
Helm
again.
aye.
He's not sunk. I got 9 weapons left. I want to get within 6,000 to 8,000 yards, that bubble, and take him out. I'm going to shoot another weapon to the north. Either Sierra 9 or Sierra 10. One of those two has got active sonar. I'm not sure which. So how close is that? We're still 12,000 yards away. We're doing 30 knots. We're hauling butt as fast as we can. Oh, jeez. There we go. Down. There we go. Had the camera way up in the air there. Would a SOX be displayed on a waterfall? I don't think so. If it's anything like the American systems, it would have its own display. And there may be a waterfall mode, but it wouldn't be on the mainframe sonar system. It would have a SOX display. Well, Russia integrated a lot earlier than we did. So it might have its own. It might be part of the mainframe, yeah. Whether or not it's a waterfall, I don't know. When is this campaign taking place? This is 1984, yeah. Hey, I didn't pick the year. We only have 2 campaigns to choose from. It's either Atlantic or Pacific, man. We go back and forth between the two, and you guys pick the sub, so calm thyself. You did this. The proverbial chat, as a group, did this. This is what group decision making gets us. The astute 1984. All right, how close are we now? We're about 8,000 yards away. Let's go ahead and slow down.
Rig ship for ultra quiet. Make depth 4.
And I'm going to start coming shallow a little bit. I don't want to be launching torpedoes at 2,000 feet. That's high risk. You open those outer doors, the only thing between you and instant death is one door in the back of the torpedo tube that's in the front of the torpedo room. And that's that one seal you better hope is the best gasket ever made.
Sierra 1, bearing 0,
You're risking your
2,
entire
6.
life of the entire crew. You wouldn't even
Sonar
know
regained contact on
that there's
Master
flooding. This
4,
submarine would
bearing
fill up with
0,
water so
2,
fast,
9.
people wouldn't even realize there's flooding before they died at 2,000 feet. It would be like getting hit with a piston at speed.
Sonar regained contact on Master 5, bearing 0, 9, 1.
A slightly less dramatic version of what happened to Ocean Gate's mini-sub. Because they were a lot deeper than 2,000 feet. Much, much deeper.
Passing 1,200 feet.
I read a description of what they brought to the surface, and they described the human remains, and I'm sorry, this is disgusting, so mute me if you don't want to hear this, as slush. It was a viscous fluid. That's how, there wasn't even bones. It was just slush. That's how much pressure it was. And there was people for 2 days on the news with a countdown timer saying, this is how much air they got left. And I was going on every podcast that would take me saying that they were already gone. There's no countdown timer. And even if there was, it's really unprofessional to put it on the screen like that.
Feet.
All right, we're just going to do a snapshot down these bearings.
Shoot 2-2. Aye, sir.
I remember
Shoot
Newsmax
2-5. Aye, sir.
wanted to interview me right here on this webcam remotely live. And I wouldn't do it. The reason why I didn't do it for Newsmax is they had the countdown timers. What I told the producer that emailed me. I was like, I'm not going to do it because you have a countdown timer on your screen of when people are going to die. And I knew they were already gone. But I was like, that is not, I'm not doing that. I don't want my face or my voice, whatever, on your show with that. I kind of shot myself in the foot because they hire a lot of YouTubers to be correspondents. And I definitely burned that bridge, but I'm kind of okay with it, you know. Kind of okay with it. I stand by that decision. I'm not sure how far these are away. That's why I enabled these weapons.
Contact on Master 6, bearing 0, 6, 5.
I mean, I have a good, I don't want to say good friend. I just have a friend that I've worked with in the past. He works for Newsmax. I could be right there alongside him, except I did that. And he makes a good living. I got to give it to him. He makes a good living. Shit. Are you serious? How far away is that? Oh my god, we got to go now.
Make turns for 15 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Con, fire control. We've lost the wire.
Con maneuvering. Making turns for 15 knots.
Shit. That one's right on top
Passing
of us.
1,200
I'm not dodging that one.
Passing 1,300 feet. Passing 1,400 feet. Passing 1,500 feet.
Oh.
Passing 1,600 feet. Passing 1,700 feet.
That one's a dum-dum torpedo. He doesn't see us.
Passing 1,800 feet.
Wonder why. I don't know. We're well within his range.
Passing 1,900 feet.
Con, torpedo room, tube 2 ready.
I think Master 3 is about to take this hit right here.
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing 019.
Got him. That's 2 torpedo hits on this, and he's not sunk. Definitely the... Oh, he is sunk. Never mind. Oh, it's the Moskva. This is the ASW helicopter carrier. They built 3 of these. 3? At least 3 of these. It just has a big helicopter deck in the back is what it is.
Con sonar, lost contact. Master 4, last bearing 020. Contact breaking up.
I wonder if that was our aircraft carrier. That's kind of disappointing if it was. So I think we're about to get the Krevac as well. Everyone gets a torpedo, yeah.
Tube 5 ready.
Yeah. How many torpedoes do we have left? We have 7. The big thing is we got the heavy. That's all that matters. I'm trying to open up range to where I'm comfortable to turn back to the east. I'm not that comfortable yet. That guy's still pretty close. I'm surprised he doesn't see us. A Rusky... Is that a Valtet torpedo? I don't know what that means. Have I considered classifying the contacts? I don't have them right now. The only contact I had was the Krevac, and I did classify it, but I don't have anybody else. This is where they used to be. Oh, before I start shooting, no, Kemi. I would have to lower the difficulty. Because the way the game works at this difficulty is you get detected within 15 seconds of every mission. And then I'm evading. I start every mission evading. If I lower the difficulty and I don't have that 15-second countdown, I can definitely do that. But I'd rather play at this difficulty level. It's the highest one. Plus, you'll notice I did classify him as a hostile contact because he was in a fleet formation. Bitch.
Come left to 08.
All right, we're going to slow down and get a position on everybody and see where everybody's at. I do want to know who CR10, CR11 is. It's going to be so funny if they're merchants just steaming through this fight. Because that's kind of what it looks like.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Yeah, let me show you. Some people want to see the difficulty. Hold on. Elite. Yeah, I'm on elite. You've got like 15 to 20 seconds no matter what you do. And they start shooting at you at this difficulty level. It's not realistic. It's not... But it is the most difficult.
Con, helm, steady course.
Oh, wow. Well, how about that? What do you say we turn around?
Con, sonar, regained. Come left to 270.
Ahead flag.
Make turns for 30.
Somebody's right
Maneuvering
along that line. Oh, CR9 is. CR9 might be the submarine. Did we finally get the Krevac? No, he's still there.
Con, sonar, lost contact. Sierra 1, last bearing 014. Contact
Why did we
faded.
turn to the north? Come on, Sonar. I did leave it up to the helm as to which way to come to the west, but I would not have turned towards the weapon. That would not have been my choice. I guess next time I got to be a little more specific on how we evade around here, okay? Reverse your turn, yeah.
Con, helm, steady course.
Admiralty gave Captain Jive a blaster. Now I just started blasting. Yeah, that's right. Just started blasting. I do get criticized for that. I've seen the comments on the YouTube comments. Why are you shooting unclassified targets? And I'm like, well, I know it's a warship. I don't type this out. I ain't got time for that bullshit. bullshit. But I knew that Master 3 was a warship. I knew that based on his behavior. That's why I shot him. Twice.
Con maneuvering, making turns for 3,
This
0
is
knots.
what I find fascinating about Master or Sierra 10 and 11 is they're not evading at all. They don't give a darn. Yeah. All right, we've already evaded that one. I can't turn to the north yet because there's a torpedo to the north. But we're going to go ahead and slow down again.
Make turns.
And I'm going to try and
5
classify Sierra
knots.
10 and 11.
Maneuvering eye.
Plus, look at these ranges. 12,000, 15,000 yards. With no layer, I should get them passively. Let's see if we regain them. Of course, these positions are very old. If they did not turn, they're way over here. Excuse me. Got the hiccups. More space for loot. Yeah. Any war crimes yet? Probably. I think Romeo 8, the contact right here, might have been a merchant. I shot him based on behavior too, just like I shot Master 3 based on behavior. His behavior was
Sonar regained contact
going the
on
same direction
Sierra
as the
1
rest of the fleet.
bearing. Con
That might have been a
maneuvering,
coincidence.
making turns for
I'm
5
not sure.
knots.
That Krivak is still alive. That's hilarious. So the one contact I have passively, I've classified. Everybody else I've had active. You can't classify a contact on active. All right. If Sierra 10 and 11 are warships, we got to go get them. So let's go up to periscope depth.
Depth 4, 5, 8, dive by.
Make turns for 2, 0 knots.
Yeah, I'm going to push us
Maneuvering
up to
eye.
the surface there at 20 knots because we got a long ways to go. We're down here at 2,000 feet.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 1, last bearing 0.
You got
Con
warm
maneuvering,
beer,
making turns
Snowpen?
for
Oh man.
2, 0 knots.
I'll tell you what, right now I drink a warm beer. I haven't had beer since my brother-in-law came down to visit. He showed me the light. I mean, that man, he loves this beer called Bud Light. I'm sure you guys have heard of it. It's a famous beer. But he can drink the hell out of that stuff. Like, I'm like, wow. That's a lot of beer. I don't drink that much water. He's drinking that much beer. He's a fun dude. I love him to death, though. He's great. That's my brother-in-law.
Make turns for
Oh, me
1,
and him get in
5
trouble, though. We
knots.
can't
Maneuvering
go
eye.
out in public while we're drinking. We got to drink at the house.
Con maneuvering, making turns
We
for
definitely get in trouble.
1, 5 knots. Make turns for 1, 0 knots. Maneuvering eye.
So,
Con
I mean,
maneuvering, making turns for
we've got
1,
maybe 30
0
seconds at periscope
knots.
depth here, so I'm just going to get a radar bearing. I might even look down the bearing to verify if he's close.
Make turns for 5 knots.
Uh-oh.
Maneuvering eye.
We kind of stalled out at 350 feet. What happened there, Dive? Come on, speed back up.
Make turns for 1, 0 knots. Maneuvering eye.
So I've got torpedoes and harpoons ready to shoot. There they are on your screen for your reference.
Make turns for 5
Okay.
knots. Maneuvering eye. Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 1, bearing 0.
I just need to know his
5.
range. So what's his what? Bearing
Con
025.
maneuvering, making turns for 5 knots.
I'm gonna raise the periscope, hoping to buy me some extra time. If I raise the radar, he's gonna jump on top of me. He should be right on this bearing right here, right where we're looking.
Upscope.
Okay. Please, thank you. Oh wow, I do not see him at all. Where's the radar
Raise
mast?
the radar mast.
Oh, what's that about? Oh, Jesus.
One,
Sorry about your buddy, but
Aye, sir.
All right. Mercy Deep.
Con sonar, we are cavitating. Come right to 308 Helm I.
Passing 100 feet.
Shit.
Passing 200 feet.
Con Helm. Con sonar, no longer cavitating.
Yay.
Passing 400 feet.
This boat's kind of slow to accelerate as well.
Passing 600 feet. Passing 700 feet. Passing 800 feet. Passing 900 feet. Passing 1,000 feet. Passing 1,100 feet. Passing 1,200 feet. Passing 1,300 feet.
Okay, got him.
Passing 1,400 feet. Passing 1,500 feet. Passing 1,600 feet.
All the way down.
Passing 1,700 feet. Passing 1,800 feet.
All right, let's pull the nose up on this real quick
Passing
before we
1,900 feet.
die. Oh, oh.
Come left to
Oh.
269 Helm I.
Where's he at? Where's it at?
Con Helm, steady course.
Left full rudder. Left. Left full rudder. Yes. There you go.
Passing 1,900 feet.
Left full rudder. Yeah.
Passing 1,800 feet. Passing 1,700 feet.
Okay.
Passing 1,600 feet.
There you go.
Passing 1,500 feet.
There you go.
Passing 1,400 feet. Passing 1,300 feet.
Con, torpedo room.
Passing 1,200 feet. Passing 1,100 feet. Passing 1,000
That
feet.
sounds like depth charges.
Passing 900 feet. Passing 800 feet. Passing 700 feet.
I just rope-a-doped him. That's the helicopter right there.
Come right to 270 Helm I.
That's helicopter.
Con Helm, steady course.
Damn it. Oh, no. Shoot. Yep. Do you see how fast they acquire and shoot us? It's
Torpedo
so
room,
fast.
Tube 4 ready.
Passing 700 feet.
Like, that was really fast.
Passing 800 feet. Passing 900 feet. Passing 1,000 feet. Passing 1,100 feet. Passing 1,200 feet. Passing 1,300 feet. Passing 1,400 feet. Passing 1,500 feet. Passing 1,600 feet. Passing 1,700 feet. Passing 1,800 feet. Passing 1,900
Oh,
feet.
crap. Pull the nose up. Come on, dive.
Passing 2,000 feet.
Oh, we are below test depth now.
Passing
come on.
2,000
There you
feet.
go. Now we're back above it. Let's make sure we don't have any flooding or anything. No flooding. Thank God. I'm going to go ahead and leave this open because sometimes the flooding will happen a little bit later on. But we've definitely damaged the hull in terms of like watertight integrity going below test depth. We only went a few feet, but it doesn't matter if it's 1 foot or 100 feet. All right, so who did we get? Oh, we didn't hit either one of those. They shot down both or defeated both of our missiles. Interesting. All right. How far away is that noisemaker? All right. I'm going to go another 1,000 yards, and then we're going to slow down and turn to the north. No, I'm gonna have to use a torpedo on the Krevac because he's already dodged 1 torpedo and 2 harpoons. Yeah, something got hit, but a Krevac should not survive a harpoon hit. It's not that big a boat. I mean, it may not sink immediately, but it shouldn't be doing active sonar right now like it's doing. All we're waiting on is for me to get outside 3,500 yards is what I want for the noisemaker. And we're right about 3,000 right now. We're waiting for that number to go to 3,500. This is Playable Subs mod. Their failed square. Playable Subs. Did I ever watch the documentary on the Azorion? I did, yeah. That is a very good story. I tried to write an article for Warzone magazine about it, but so many documentaries had been made. The editor didn't approve the idea because that story had been told so many times. All right, so we want to come this way.
Right to
Come periscope depth.
Helm I. Con, helm, steady course.
Like I said, I don't like opening up torpedo tube doors at 2,000 feet, so I want to get off this depth. And then we're going to slow down.
Make turns for 5 knots. Maneuvering I.
The Krevac crew has a story to tell. Yeah, they do. They can tell about how they dodged the weapons and blew up the missiles, took a hit and kept on fighting. They're winning the Medal of Lenin or something, right? I don't know all the Soviet medals. All right, we're going to go ahead and level out and shoot. I'm hoping
Sonar regained contact.
I was going to say, I hope I regained. There he is.
1,000 feet.
So we're basically at about 950 feet, 5 knots.
Con, maneuvering.
Yeah, there he is.
For 5 knots.
He's already classified, so. Shit. Are you kidding me? See how he's already shot me? I haven't even got my weapon off yet. Snapshot tube 3. No, this will be tube 2.
Shoot tube 2. Aye, sir.
Alright. Torpedo evasion.
Make turns for 30 knots. Maneuvering I. Come left to 160. Helm I.
Con, fire control, we've lost the wire.
Passing 1,000 feet.
That's because we're on this difficulty. Like, they know where I'm at, how far away I am.
1,100 feet.
They put the weapon in a position to hit us unless I do something about it.
Passing 1,200 feet.
That's where we're at in terms of difficulty.
Passing 1,300 feet.
I do like this slower pace
Passing 1,400
because I feel like
feet.
that's more realistic. But I
Passing
find that most
1,500
people
feet.
enjoy me basically running from
Passing
torpedoes for 20
1,600
minutes.
feet.
Because that's kind of what we do
Passing
here.
1,700 feet.
Let's try not to exceed test depth again.
Passing 1,800 feet.
The game let me get away with it once. I don't think it can do it twice. All right, so the marker is going to be right about there. We want to get to right about here. We can slow down once we're right about there. Make depth 1 billion meters, yeah. The Order of Lenin is a huge one. Is it like a big star? Is it the Flava Flav of Soviet medals?
Turns for 3
Where you just put it on the center and you have a big old gold chain that it hangs on? Yeah. That's what I want. I want one of those medals. Shaky Dave is back. How's it going? Yeah, we're doing cold waters today, right now, obviously, and then tomorrow. So I'm trying to bank some episodes for the YouTube channel, so we got to record. We got to do some fighting. I spent way too much time talking about the new game, Modern Naval Warfare. I think I talked for like 20 minutes. I meant to mention it. I ended up going on a rant, and I didn't check the time, so I don't know how long I was talking. It was a while. Much longer than I expected. None of that was scripted. I have no idea. I was just flowing. I was in what I call a flow state. It's like Eminem when he freestyles, except I talk about submarines. And I'm not as rhythmically talented as he is. Yeah. Alright. We've evaded that weapon unless they turned it, so let's slow back down again.
Make depth 4, 5 feet, dive high.
I'm going to go shallow and then slow down.
Make
I wanna-
turns for 5 knots. Maneuvering eye.
If the Krevac dodges this one, I'm going to shoot like a wave of torpedoes that he can't dodge. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what he does with this one. None of those surface ships in the game have wire-guided torpedoes? No. The submarine does, but I don't know which one is the submarine. That's why we saw the Krevac, his first shot was 3 weapons in a wedge formation. He basically took out everything from west to north, and everything in between had a
Sonar
torpedo
regained
on it.
contact on Master 1, bearing 031. Con maneuvering.
So we
making
came to this
turns
course
for
to evade
5
this weapon here.
knots.
How far away am I? Oh yeah, we're plenty far away. Yeah, see, he couldn't steer that weapon onto me unless it was submarine launched. So I'm pretty sure that came from the Krevac. The point is, look, you know, if I was going slow, which is when they shot that weapon, I would be right about here, right about now. And they got that weapon in the water instantly. Like there was no get things ready to go. So
Con sonar regained contact on Master 9.
Passing 800 feet.
there's a small chance Master 9 is not a warship. He's an interfering contact that the Krevac was close to, and he may eat this torpedo. Yeah, this torpedo's going right for him. Oh, he just went active. Okay, well, he's dumb. Let's go to classify him. Let's go to Master 9 now that we have...
Passing 800 feet.
He should have just chilled. All right, I'm going to try to get these doublets lined up. There we go. It's a Victor. This might be a submarine. Look at that.
Con sonar Master 9 is classified as submerged submarine.
Master 9 might be a sub. No, that's a ship.
Con
It's up there.
sonar noisemaker bearing 038.
Yeah. It's definitely a ship. All right, let's reclassify him again. Do it again. Run it back. Oh.
Con sonar noisemaker bearing 038.
He's not lining up for nothing, man.
Con sonar lost contact. Master 9. Last bearing 037. Contact breaking up.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't change the classification now that he's sunk. I at least wanted to change it to a warship, but... Alright, here we are. We're doing 5 knots. That Krevac is still out there. I think CR-10 and 11 were just regular ships. So I'm glad I didn't shoot them. So the one war crime is probably Romeo 8. We'll get that in the debrief here in a second.
Come left to 074. Helm I.
Either way, we got a lot of tonnage today.
Con sonar switching to active search.
I want to range on Master 1. I got his bearing. I need his range. There he is. Oh, he's evading still.
Con sonar switching to passive search.
Well, he's not a
Come
dum-dum,
left
is
to
he?
0. Make turns for 20 knots.
I'm going to
Maneuvering
turn
aye.
towards him to minimize his escape range.
Con sonar
Eventually he'll
lost
turn back
contact.
around,
Master
I think.
1, last bearing 0, 2,
This has been a very
5.
long-range
Contact
engagement.
fade.
I was able to
Con
manage
maneuvering,
range very
making
well.
turns for
And
2,
that's literally the
0
definition
knots.
of tactical advantage. It begins, it's kind of like a pyramid. At the very top is you're not detected as a
Con,
submarine.
helm,
You're
steady
not
course.
detected and you have a contact. Therefore, no matter what else the situation is, you have the advantage because he has no idea you're there. But whenever a contact is alerted, tactical advantage is defined by the U.S. Navy by the platform, the ship or sub or airplane that can control range. And we've been controlling range of this engagement the entire time. Now, if he doesn't turn back around, which is unlikely, I'm going to have to end the mission. The crew acts like you can't touch this. He keeps running behind the other warships, and I keep hitting them. Yeah, like Romeo 8. I think Romeo 8 got hit by a harpoon. I'm really curious to figure out what that is. So we know we have the Moskva. We have some kind of warship here, and Master 4 was a warship as well. Romeo 2. So Romeo 2 and Romeo 8. Well. And Romeo 7 was definitely a warship because we had active from him. So there might be 2 merchant vessels in our debrief. All right. I'm going to slow back down and see if you turn back.
Turns for 10 knots. Maneuvering aye.
If he's still going that direction, I'll try and end the mission because it's kind of... This one mission's been going on for like an hour. Yeah. Which,
Con maneuvering, making
a
turns
fleet
for
attack in
1,
real life will take
0
all day.
knots.
So this is still time compressed big time. Oh shit, was that a sub? Oh. Fuck.
Make turns for 3,
Oh
0
boy,
knots.
left full rudder.
Maneuvering aye.
God, he shot us. Bastard.
Shoot 2-2. Aye, sir.
Passing 600 feet.
Oh my god.
Con, fire control. We've lost.
We're gonna break out the
700
floaties on
feet.
this one, boys, like for real. What the hell?
Passing 800 feet.
See what I mean by he knows right where we are the whole
Passing
time.
900 feet. Passing
Holy
1,000
smokes.
feet. Passing 1,100.
Con sonar, torpedo in the water.
I do hear the
Torpedo in
the
water.
helicopter. I
Bearing
do
0,
hear it.
7, 8.
Passing 1,300 feet. Passing 1,400 feet. Passing 1,500 feet. Passing 1,600 feet. Passing 1,700 feet.
Oh.
Passing 1,800 feet.
What torpedo? Oh my god.
Come left 2, 2, 4, 3. Helm aye. Con, helm, steady course.
Yeah, I just yeeted 2 torpedoes to the north, hoping to... I just want to disengage at this point, I think. Because every time I go north, I get shot. Like, we didn't even have passive contact. We're apparently at more of a disadvantage than I realized. I didn't even hear it was
Con,
active,
torpedo
but
room, tube 5 ready.
I might have tuned it out because I've been listening to the active for an hour. Yeah. If he keeps going northwest, he'll dodge those shots. I thought he shot, and I'm not convinced now that he did. That might have been the helicopter. But if he shot those, he had turned back around at some point. That assumption might be wrong. Because look at his active bearing. I'll put the cursor on it. Well, he's not dead in the water. All right, he did turn around then. He's just really far away.
Come right right 2. 3,
Is that
2,
helicopter
3,
tracking
helm
us?
I.
I keep hearing the helicopter down here at 2,000 feet, which he's got to be close if he's doing that. You think it was airdrop? Yeah. Failed square. It might have
Steady
been.
course.
But based on his active, he's either evading to the northeast and is very far away, or he turned around. So we'll see which one of those it is. He's definitely not going northwest like he was. In this image, he's going northwest. He's not doing that anymore. Because if he was, he'd be way over here. Let's make sure I'm not turning. All right, I'm just outside that torpedo range. We'll probably never know what Sierra 10 and 11 is, which is too bad. Yeah. Are we going to the in-depth? Yeah, we're going in-depth. Oh, wow. Nate, thank you for the super chat. He says, here's some caffeine money. Okay, listen. Okay, thank you. Caffeine's expensive. Yeah. The cheapest form of caffeine is literally coffee, and coffee is expensive. I've looked at other supplements, and it's ridiculous how much they get for those things. If you want caffeine with no sugar, there's two options. One is $25 a pouch of like 10 gummies, and the other one is $35 for 2 gummies in a pouch. 2 gummies for $35. I'm not paying $35 for a gummy bear. Must be out of your mind. But I drink so much coffee, I was trying to find an alternative. But coffee's just the cheapest way to do it. I need to do what Selvig did and buy one of those restaurant coffee makers. Because I do drink that much coffee. I just don't take the time to make that much coffee. But if I can make it all at once, I'll sit here with a straw in the coffee pot. You guys may laugh at me, but I'll be caffeinated. Side note, are all the women unimpressed by a man's torpedo beats as mine? Listen, I've never impressed anyone with my torpedo beats, except all the men that watch this stream. We don't have any women viewers, except Rosie. We do have one consistent woman viewer. Yeah. But I don't think she's ever been impressed by that. No. And I think the only reason why we have her is I stream during her lunch hour at work. So or it might be right before she goes to work, but whatever. I'm not getting her business. It's basically the lunch hour. Yeah, Rosie's good. Somkin says, yes, Dad, stop it. Somkin, can you believe those knuckleheads yesterday were breaking into my zombie crafting base to steal my stuff? Or just move. In one case, one guy just moved things around, like from one inventory spot to another, which made no sense. But whatever. What the hell's wrong with those guys? Jamaica says, I think you've answered this question before, but what do icebergs look like on sonar? On sonar, they make a lot of noise. On passive sonar, it sounds like screeching. It's not quite nails on chalkboard, but think of a lower frequency version of that, maybe even higher frequency. Yeah, it's not as annoying as nails on chalkboard, but it's loud and it's constant. The ice doesn't move once and done. It's always, because ice is literally floating, right? It's always having some motion. So it's loud. Creaking and cracking, yeah. Yeah, failed nose. It's a great place to hide. Yeah, you put your submarine up in there, nobody will find you. Unless you got like a problem. I mean, yeah. Oh, I hear range gating. We might have found.
Sonar lost
we
contact.
got the Krevac.
Master 1, last bearing 040.
Yes.
Contact breaking up.
Now, knowing him, he's already shot at us, but I'm not going to let it hit us. Let's see who was Sierra or Romeo 8? Who was that? There was a submarine, by the way. So it was a Kara and a Moskva. A Kara might take 2 torpedoes before she sinks. And then the Cresta. So the Cresta was the last thing we blew up. The Moskva we saw. That means one of the other contacts was the submarine. The submarine was not hit by a Harpoon missile, obviously. So I bet you Romeo 8 was some kind of merchant. I only have 4 torpedoes left, so I think we're done. We are done for the day. We're going to do this again tomorrow, by the way. Thank you for the super chat again, before I forget. It's already scrolled off my screen. What the hell? Well, you know who you are, and I saw you, and thank you very much for the caffeine money. Because I will buy some coffee with it for sure. I'm always buying coffee. Excellent job. Oh, let's see if we got a ribbon or a medal. We better get a medal for that. Oh, we got return to port orders, which is kind of nice. I like Liberty. We'll do a weapons load. We'll drink some beer, right? But let's get some hardware in here, Admiral. Let's take a look at our ribbons. I'm going to take us back to base so we can see the ribbons. We're going to end the mission. We're going to end the stream today with some looking at how amazing. There we go. Here we go. 400,000 tons. How many merchant ships did we get? 125,000 tons of merchant shipping. There you go. I think Kermie wanted the war crime. There you go. 125,000 tons of war crimes. No shame. I have no shame. We sank 51 vessels, 2 capital ships. That Moskva was the capital ship, and I think we already had one from a previous voyage. Yeah, days of war. In 22 days, we got almost, not quite, but almost 500,000 tons. Job going to the end of the stream with a musical number. That's right. Yeah. I'm on YouTube now. I can't play the music. That's why whenever I'm setting the stream up in the beginning and I have some music in the background, I'm just making sure everything else is working except YouTube, and then YouTube goes. All right, dudes. We will see y'all tomorrow. Have a great day. I look forward to it. We're going to do this again. Later, Gators. Bye-bye. Look how serious I look. I don't like that one. I like the ones where I smile a little bit. I've got a couple weird thumbnails where I'm smiling way too much. I look like the Joker. But this one's too serious. Yeah. That's angry jive. I don't like angry jive.